Is it Sunday yet? Hey, going all gas, no break. Welcome to Canton Chronicle Live. Tonight, we're going to be analyzing yesterday's debacle of an audit meeting at the high school. And, back in the co-host chair is Eric D. So, as you guys know what to do, as I bring them on, run to the fridge, grab your Pricks and Ciders, call all your friends, text all the cronks, and tell them Canton Chronicle is live.
Hey, John.
What's going on, Eric?
Just another day. I'm not happy because, Boozy's not joining us tonight.
Yeah, late scratch. Boozy was a late scratch. She had a long week. She had a long weekend. She had like 2 hours of sleep the other day. Hello, all the cronks in the chat there. I told her, I said, listen, we'll have you whenever you can give us for time. We're more than happy to have you. And there's a couple other people that we reached out to. The same thing. They know we're the land of misfit toys over here. We're the safe space. Come on over. Just have some fun with us. Tiny bit off script. I was watching that intro, and you know that thing with the ducks, the pot on the ducks from the Halloween parade. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, the trolls, they love it. I wake up this morning, and it was either this morning or yesterday, and Jenny Coffin Doofy, is posting a picture of when we were staging at the behind the Bank of Canton. And I'm like, you're an idiot to her, because I'm like, the only way someone could have taken that picture is if they took it from the attic window of that 25 Rockland Street. And of course, it doesn't take much when you put that out there that it comes back. Who owns it? It's a condo. You start getting everything, right? And it is what it is. I'm in public. I know that people are going to take pictures, but the fact that she tried to link it to something else, she's like, "Oh, these free Karen readers, look, they're dressing up." Once again, you got to try harder. It was a Halloween parade. We're in costumes for a Halloween parade. And the person that took that picture, Chief Helena Rafferty, was in her cruiser in the parking lot of that house right behind us. We could have got that same picture from her dash cam. Just saying. You know what I mean? It's like, try harder. Whatever. It is what it is. So that's it for that. For the opener. Sorry,
John. They're used to seeing you in costume at the Salamini.
I know. Yeah. Well, once again, she doesn't know. Like, she just throws stuff out there. Okay. Not once do I wear the costumes of the Free Karen Read. The costumes all have to do with the town of Canton. I even got the costume rule for yesterday's meeting. No costumes, right? You didn't get a costume. Instead, you got questions from me instead. You could have had costumes that stood up the back, but instead, you forced me to go ask questions, and we'll get into that later. There was that meeting yesterday. Well, first off, you had standouts. And then I drove by on my way to the meeting. I saw people holding signs. I saw John Conley out there holding signs. Everybody was holding signs, even in the rain. It was starting to rain yesterday.
No, it was a good crowd, both sides.
Yeah. Excuse me. So, yeah, a little Pricks and Cider.
Down
the wrong hole. Yeah. So that's the last thing you want. So Pricks and Cider to go down the wrong hole. So I think tonight we're going to get into the meeting in general. Yes, we'll be focusing on the one section that I was there for, but we're going to get into it all in a whole. First things first. What do you why don't you describe the what was like the mood? What do you what? Actually, hold on a minute. Sorry, I'm going to do it again. I'm going off script again. Bear with me.
We've been practicing for like 2-3 hours now.
I know, but I got an idea.
Oh
I
boy.
got an idea. I got an
Here we
idea.
go.
I know. All right. So, well, I'll hold off on the idea. We'll put that off for a minute. So I went with you. We showed up together, right?
Yep.
And why don't you tell everybody your experience before the meeting started?
Well, we walked in, and there was quite a bit of fire and police there. There was well represented on both sides, and when we got into the auditorium, I was expecting a little bit big of a crowd. I figured there'd be 400, 500, 600 people there, and I'd say
Hey,
maybe,
Eric.
yeah,
Keep going. I'm going to mute my mic for a minute.
yeah, go ahead. Yeah, so there was, probably about 150 people there, equally proportioned compared to, who voted no versus who voted yes. And everybody seemed to, was very, surreal place to be at that time. But everybody seems to be pretty mellow. And, it's everybody went along with the program. And that first hour and a half was the 5 stones giving us a summation of what they've come up with, and then the question and answer portion. I think everybody was definitely anticipating the question and answer portion.
Yeah,
John,
I was.
How's that plan coming along? What's that? I mean,
I got a surprise for everybody.
oh boy.
You're gonna have to bear with me, but I got a surprise. But we're still on pace to have a great show. It's gonna be a good show. I just gotta send a link off.
Are you gonna
Hold on a minute.
clue us in?
What? Yeah, I called an audible. We're gonna have a guest. Hopefully, yeah. Whenever they get here. We're gonna send the link off, and then and I can do this at the same time. I want to do something else, but my experience, I know I can do. I can multitask. My experience was, so we showed up, and I want to say it was the safest place in the town. I think I wish I had counted. I don't know how many offices were there, how many fire department was there, DPW. I mean, it was all hands on deck. So when we got there, and I went in. Give me one more minute.
I don't notice. I don't know if you saw, but I only saw 3 of the select members. There. Did you see any others? I saw John Conley, Chris Albert, and Trish Boyden.
That's what I saw, and Susan Harrington, who's running for selectman. I saw her there too. Yep. Yep. And here we go. Should be okay. I got that, and so people that aren't on our channel, we have a guest, and
we have a guest. John, we prepared for this for 3 hours. No guest.
Yeah, well,
you told me Boozy wasn't coming, so we had to go over.
She's not. And look at that. Are you ready? Are you guys ready? Are you ready? Are you ready for the guest?
Pop routine.
Not exactly.
Give us fucking McDonough.
Never start with the head. The victim gets all fuzzy.
And we'll go easy on you.
You can't feel the neck.
We got McDonough.
We got McDonough.
The gift that keeps giving.
We got McDonough. Hey, wait a minute.
Jesus Christ.
I asked for McDonough, not JFK or Aunt Deb. Where are you?
I was at the beach. Give me all this.
You're in your freaking car.
Oh, man, come on.
That's what I get. You know what? I didn't think of it. I thought of it 5 minutes ago. I'm like, fuck this. Let me try it. I'll try it.
Jeez.
Thank you. Holy crap.
Time out. Thank you guys. And first of all, before we get into this, I need to say this. Congratulations on your platform. I'm I got to tell you, You guys are knocking it out of the park. I mean, listen, you guys are lay people. You're not law enforcement based. But you know something? You got heart,
No,
you got the information, and you have sources. And you got
not
great.
according to the Twitter trolls. They say I hate Canton. So
That's, well, listen, you can't please everyone. Take it from me. But I'll tell you, I guess I've been the gift that has been given. I haven't been on in months. But anyways, it is what it is. Hey, but thank you
look
for
at
having
you.
me.
You're not dressed up. You're in a car. You're not prepared. I'm
not
sorry
prepared.
that I didn't even.
Hey,
So
listen.
I've known most of the afternoon that Boozy wasn't going to make it, but I was just running around doing something. Got in the hot tub, had a nice little soak in the hot tub. Did some yard work in between the rain, and I was like, it's going to be me and Eric. We're going to be fine. We're going to be fine. I'm like, just try it. Literally, just try it.
Can I confide in you? I had a premonition. I really did. After last night and oh my God, the Friday night slaughter. I mean, that was amazing. I had a premonition today. So, I wonder if this guy will ask me on. But
Well,
like I said,
there you go. There you go.
Here I am.
Yeah. Well, how was the beach?
Oh God, it's beautiful. Little windy, little breezy, but gorgeous.
So
Gorgeous.
when you said give me 5 minutes, I was like, all right. I was about to tell this story, which I was going to tell anyway. So now you're here for it. So we get it. We literally just get into the auditorium, and I shake hands with a couple people. Hi, how are you? And the whole back wall is just law enforcement, which is great. They're all there. They all want to see what's going on, and but I took a couple steps. We weren't even at our seats yet. And someone comes over and goes, I don't want to alarm you, but somebody's asking for you already. I go, who? He goes, don't turn around. He goes, they're like, where's Camo? They go, which one is he?
No,
right?
They say, where's fucking Camo?
No, yeah. Where's fucking Camo? No, where's Camo? Right? And I go, which one is it? So he tells me. So I kind of weasel my way up back, and I stand right next to him, and I kind of cozy right over next to him, and I fought with myself on whether I should do it or not. And I wanted to lean down to him and go, obviously a little older than me and younger. I mean, a little older and smaller. And he goes, I wanted to go, hey, did you find Camo yet? I almost did it. I was going to go, hey, did you find Camo yet? Right? And I wanted him to look up at me and go, you fucking asshole. But I didn't. I was good. I went to my seat. I minded my business until, so.
Well, the premonition.
That was the beginning. That was the beginning of the meeting.
Well, the premonition also dovetailed because, back in June of 2023, I came out of the shadows. I penned a letter to Chief Rafferty in good faith. I gave them 17 bullets to ponder, right? I think you got that letter. Anyways.
Mm-hmm. I remember that letter.
Who knows? I mean, who would think now, almost 2 years later, right, that the audit, so I'm a former DEA agent, right? I write this letter, put my credentials out there, full blast, and now the audit is being done by guys that I personally know. I mean, talk about that. I can imagine what that conversation was like.
Hey, Sean.
Yeah.
I told you I was good, right?
You are good.
Okay. Somebody gave us a super chat, and hold on.
You gonna play the laugh? Gonna play that laugh?
It's loading. It's not. Boozy's not here tonight. Hold on. It's loading.
Look at John Miller. I haven't seen John Miller in months. Look how
good I am. It's almost there. It's almost there. All right. Sean, you got a super chat tonight.
Give us fucking McDonough, and we'll go easy on you. Hey, something, honest with you, I love it. I do love that because no one really knows the whole backstory, but I don't give a shit. I do love it. I'm glad you guys are playing it.
Well, that's going to be in there now.
Right. Well, hey,
sorry, it was 5 seconds. It's as quick as I could get there for you.
John Miller. I haven't seen John in so long. I'm looking at the chat right now. I'm seeing all these people, man. It's great to see them. It really is.
Yeah.
It really is. And I got to tell you, you guys I mean, I'm telling you, for lay people. And I got to say, the two guys that were out there on the stage yesterday, very reputable people, very good people, went up the ranks as very good agents. And I got to tell you, John,
Yeah.
you came with the receipts.
I didn't get them all out. I'll tell
You
you.
backed them up. I mean, I got to tell you, you backed them up. And he did the how many. He
I
didn't
was,
answer you.
and we're going to get into that later. But I will say, so I watched as everybody asked their questions, and I said to myself, you know what? I'm not going to give a whole. I'm not going to lose a minute of a foundation before my questions. I'm just going to go right in with the questions because I was watching the clock and everything, and I'm like, nope, I want to get these questions out. And I'm thinking, and then the longer I was standing there, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to fire all the questions out at once so that I don't lose the time. And I still had more. I was just at the time, I'm like, you know what? They're gonna cut me off at any time. I got what I wanted. And the rest is the rest will get out on the show tonight.
I mean, but look at the play you've given. I mean, listen. Clearly, they saw your show. If they didn't see it, someone else they can brief them.
What a coincidence! It's a coincidence.
These guys are professionals. I know Brian McKnight. He's a great guy. I'm going to tell you right now, he's a cop's cop. I would go with Brian through any door, anywhere, any place in this country, overseas. All right, now Matt.
Now was that the bigger one? Now is that the bigger of the guys or the skinnier of the guys?
Brian was the thinner of the guys.
Okay,
the quieter
all
of
right.
the guys. But like I said, Matt. Listen, Matt was a politician, but you know something? They had everything down pat to numbers and figures and this, except when you said, when did the check get repaid? And it was like, oh my God.
Well,
Kudos,
yeah,
kudos.
We're going to get into that. Oh, wait a minute.
I'm sure
wait a
you
minute.
will.
Love all three of you. Thanks for the show. You know what that means.
Give us fucking McDonough, and we'll go easy on you. Oh, man.
I don't know if we're going to get through the show tonight. I swear to God. Oh, my God.
I've got the greatest kicking class ever. I love this.
Oh.
We might have to go to 11 o'clock tonight. I don't know.
Sean, that literally took me 2 minutes to do. Literally, it took, I was like, good enough. I didn't even, it is what it is. I took it, hey, I might as well give credit where credit's due.
Listen.
Thank you, Joe Flipperhead, because I knew where it was. So it took me 30 seconds to get to it and another 30 seconds to screen record what I wanted.
When I see those kitty cats come out with my voice, you know how Auntie Deb puts his video this. Give us fucking McDonough, and we'll go easy on you.
Sorry.
When Auntie Deb, look at that. When Auntie Deb puts his hoodie over his head, that's me. I hear my voice with those stupid cats. I said, please, God Almighty, stop it. It's been nonstop. But guess what? It's all
I like when he has that the little tiny hand with the microphone. He has the little hand.
It's amazing.
No, they're good. So I got some bullet points that I want to go through, and obviously, we're not going to get into my stuff right away. But I figured, so we were going to go through it no matter what, and literally it hit me. I'm like, oh, let's, why not ask Sean, because he's going to know more than me on how these people would have done this crap. So let's go. All right. So let's do the first one. So one of my bullet points was they had misleading praise of the leadership despite clear failures. So if you go to page 7 on the report, people, Chief Rafferty's leadership style and decision-making abilities were found to be effective. But the audit itself admits, on page 9, you got officers use their personal phones for crime scene photos. The Canton Police Department has only one digital camera for the entire department. And then on page 5, there's no internal affairs division, and serious cases are handled directly by the chief, who's the subject of the scrutiny. So that means that's inappropriate and misleading. They praised the chief while ignoring or minimizing systematic failures. It is textbook bias. It misleads us, the public, and it weakens any sense of accountability.
I'll tell you, I mean, listen, who's the customer? The town of Canton. You know,
Yeah,
these
the
guys,
citizens.
yeah, right. These guys, right,
I'm yelling. I'll turn it down.
were in the inspection process. Like I keep calling them inspectors because they were. They would take a guy like me as a supervisor of the money laundering unit out of Bogota. And if there was one penny missing, right, it would come on me. If a guy, so they'd bring us in, right? And
Yeah.
I agree that Matt probably said, I love you, Sean, or I love you this, but I'm going to hammer you, right? Because that's what you're supposed to do, all right?
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, where it's going to get dicey, if
Yep.
all this pretty little backpack and all this other stuff goes south, you're going to have a big conflict with this report.
Yeah.
And like I say, these guys were impeccable in their careers. I know Rick Bashore, I know Brian, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, impeccable guys. I mean, Brian was the agent in charge in one of the most dangerous cities in our country, Chicago. I mean,
He said that. He did. He said that. He said that yesterday.
Right.
Yeah.
You're not a slacker to get to that position, right? They hammered agents because that's their job. But you know something? When you have policy and you have the Bible and you have the rules and regulations, you deviate from that, you're going to get slammed. You're going to get hammered. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, this is my problem. Canton PD was accredited and they didn't have cameras in the car. To this day, they didn't have cameras. And I'm going to say one last time, there for John O'Keefe ending up murdered in Canton, this buffoonery would still be going on today. No audit.
Absolutely.
No,
Absolutely.
No second, nothing.
Sean, and speaking of buffoonery,
Give us fucking McDonough and we'll go easy on you.
that was for Coco. Coco's so happy to see you, Sean. Hey, people. So people that are all coming in, they don't know what's going on. People blame me. All right. Eric and I, this is our Sunday night little happy little corner. We didn't have Boozy tonight. Started the show. Literally 2 minutes into the show, 3 minutes into the show, I had a friggin' light bulb go off and said, call Sean. All right. I called him. He said, give me 5 minutes. And he's joining us from his car. So we're
I was caught in traffic.
So we're winging it with Sean tonight, and we're glad he was able to come on with us. And so as we're doing that, we're getting his thoughts because he watched it. We were there, and he watched it. And so, I mean,
Well, you know,
we're just the citizens. He's the professional.
I watched it from the eye of an agent. All right.
Yeah.
This is the thing. I watched it and I watched those guys, how they would have operated as DEA OPR inspectors. Okay. Or DEA inspectors, right? We had people in the field. And like, for instance, when you come into an agent, like for instance, Brian McKnight was the head of the office in Chicago. Inspectors came into his office looking for stuff, looking for how to make the office better, right? But you don't want to piss off the agent in charge, right?
Right.
And I think they kind of listen. I love the guys, but I think they were kind of sensitive to Chief Rafferty, right, and the town administrators, because let's face it, you don't want to piss off the client, right? So they found stuff, but they didn't. Listen, I tell you right now, if they found the stuff they found on me, they found that stuff, right? Like to me, as me, I'd be slammed. I'd be hammered, right?
Right.
And rightly so. Rightly so. But like I said, I don't want to take over
Well,
your
that's
thing.
going to be that's nope. That's all right. That's going to be one of our points tonight.
Yeah.
You didn't have the pleasure of going through the points that me and Eric did when we Eric and I have a pregame. We basically go through the show for about 2 hours before. That's why we usually have a good, I know you don't anymore. But I'm safe at home. I'm at home. All right. I'm not going anywhere.
Right.
So
now,
yeah,
Pastor Randy,
I'll have.
can I answer that question?
Yeah.
Do DA agents usually not answer questions from other formal? Yeah. That was listen, this was my mind is all, this is where I think it was an us versus them moment. And even though I think she's referring to maybe Peter's question,
Yes.
Probably at the end. Yeah.
Boston,
Yeah. The soapbox. The soapbox
Boston Granny, if
question.
that's true.
Yeah.
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 Wow. Brian, I love you, man, but give the guy 30 years, all right? And I know Peter had a target on his back. I know I had a target on my back, right? I can guarantee Helena Rafferty said, "Oh, you guys DEA agents, fucking McDonough." I listen. I know that happened.
We're giving. Hey guys, if you're watching. Oh, speaking of which, hi, my new fan from this morning. I have a fan. We'll talk about her later. But anyways, yeah, they're probably watching. They probably have a target on your back. I had a target on my back yesterday. I knew it.
Right.
Yeah.
And listen, I get it. All right, but what they don't know that I had home base in Canton for 53 years of my life. And it didn't matter what part of the country, South America, I always came back to Canton. Weddings, funerals, baptisms, kids' birthdays, the whole nine, my parents' birthday. And here's the thing. They don't know how incestuous that town is. You got the town manager and Rafferty that graduated high school together, right? They're legacy hires, right? They don't get how small, close-knit this town is, right? And they don't have the sources. And I don't know if they reached out to the retired CPD guys that I talked to, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, like I said, my question would be...
Sean, it's not just retired guys. All right.
Yep.
I'm right here. I'm hearing from both. Just let you know. It's not always retired guys.
My question would be this: right? If you follow my my Facebook thing over there and going through the motions, I put out some heavy things today, right? Were they given that information? The stuff I put out today happened between 2015 and 2025. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What were they not given is my question. All right.
Yeah.
When you got a sergeant
Absolutely.
that trips out of town in a
down to Rhode Island. Down to Rhode Island. We know where he was.
And gets in an accident. That was in the thing. That was in the scope of this.
This wasn't just a fender bender. This wasn't just a fender bender in Rhode Island.
No. And what I'm trying to say is, all right, I believe there was things cherry picked, and like I said, they weren't doing an investigation. That's true. But what did they not address? And I'm going to tell you again, it's the culture. All right, the culture that went back. Forget about steak tips.
That's gonna
right?
be one of my pointers.
Yep, one thing.
Go ahead. No, we're going off script. We're going off script. This is awesome.
It wasn't about the fact that some town employee, police officer, was stealing steak tips. It was the fact that he was burglarizing a Canton.
Well, here's the thing, though. He was given the key. It wasn't like he was breaking in. He was given the key to the place. I think what it was is they didn't think he would be taking the food.
Under the law, right? They didn't give him the keys to the freezers to take the steak tips.
No. I think they gave him the key to hang out in the place. It is what it is. I get you.
And Charlie Duty knew that because he brought the steak tips and the lobster rolls into the fire department.
Yep.
Now this is where you get. Now, those guys know about the slippery slope to corruption. Everyone says, steak tips, this and that. No. That's how it starts. You know how it ends? With a dead cop on the lawn of another Boston cop, and they don't know what to do. That's how it ends. And here we are.
Yeah.
So and those agents, those auditors know better. They know this. That's it.
Yeah, they do.
I said it.
They know it. All right. Hey.
They said. Right. I said it.
All right. Hey, Sean, you're a guest on here. You're not the host. Anyways, no, I'm kidding.
I don't even know what I'm doing.
This is fun. Hey, you're not driving, are you?
No.
Oh, okay. All right, good.
I just hope Collier County doesn't go by and bust me up here.
Oh, all right. So my second bullet point was they have a false transparency claim versus documented cover-up elements. On page 2, their claim was full cooperation and transparency were received from the Canton Police Department. All right, so that's on page 2. But the audit revealed video footage of Karen Reed's vehicle was not turned over promptly. Crime scene mishandling in John O'Keefe's death was significant. Officers didn't take photos before rescue moved the body. And on page 4, key witness interviews were not recorded or conducted at the station and alone. And Canton Police Department left the scene unsecured before Mass State Police's second search. In other words, nothing to see here. Go home, everybody. Wrap it up. That was inappropriate. Those aren't minor oversights. They're red flags in a suspicious death investigation. Yes, I'm reading this, people, because these are my notes. Calling the department transparent is dangerously misleading. What you say to that?
Listen, 2022 was not 1986, right? Who's got the controls? Is it Eric?
We're at the same time.
No,
We're having fun here.
Not in 1986, right? 1986, as a DE agent, all right, I had a camera, I had evidence bags, I had everything. 2022, right? They're using red Solo cups. They're not separating witnesses, right? They're allowing witnesses to be in the comfort of their own homes. That is never done, ever done, right? You have a witness, you get them down the state. You don't make them comfortable, especially when you have the body of a Boston cop in your town. I don't care when it was handed over. You don't give it up. You don't give it up. You don't. Jesus Christ, it's 101 stuff here. 101. And I just think I'm going to say this probably often because I just think there was a little bit of compassion, right, given.
We're going to hear that word later.
Oh, God. All right. Well,
we're going to hear compassion later. No, I'm just saying, no, I like that. I'm just letting you know. Get used to that word, people. We're going to hear compassion later.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Can I cut in for a minute? No, I hope Nick's not gone. Listen, people, I hope that Nick Corkery is listening. Okay? I went to that meeting yesterday, and the one person, all right, I got all these trolls, right? I saved them. I got them. I got all the screenshots, right? I got all these trolls that want to say stupid crap, okay, under their fake names. The one person who walked up to me, shook my hand, and asked to have a conversation with, Nick Corkery.
Good for him.
All right?
Nice. Very
15 minutes. 15 minutes. All right? He was the one guy. Everybody else, you know what? Grandpa, go, I used to have something for you. Now you mean nothing to me anymore. All right? I know what you did.
Really?
We'll leave it at that, Grandpa Eclipse. We'll leave it at
You
that.
a cup of coffee months ago.
Yeah. You know what? I'll give you the money back for that coffee. You're a piece of crap. All right? That's it for that. Okay? But Nick Corkery, stand-up guy. I'm telling you right now, we don't get along on a lot of the issues, but at least he had the balls and the chicken nuggets to come up to me. The rest of you're all keyboard warriors online, but then when I'm there, you had every opportunity to come up to me. I walked right in there. Every one of you had the opportunity, right? There was one person, one law enforcement officer, I won't say his name, you know who you are, said we wouldn't be here if they just got a pop in the mouth, right? I know who you are, okay? So, Nick Corkery, here, that's for you, okay? Yeah. You're a stand-up guy.
And John, to dovetail on that, we can all have our differences of opinion, right? I mean, that's the bottom line. We have a difference of opinion. You're not supposed to kill each other over this, right?
Yeah, but they don't have the balls to. They don't have the balls to go up to you in person. They just want to attack you online. I showed up. I was there.
Right.
Yeah.
Nick's somebody you can have a conversation with anytime you want, and you're not
Absolutely.
going to agree with him. He may not agree with you, but it'll always be cordial.
But at least, but at least he did it.
That's the kid that stands up sometimes at the select board meeting, right? He reads those things.
Yep.
Listen, you got to respect that kid. You have to
Absolutely.
respect them. Everyone has a voice. They should not be shut out.
Yeah. I guess that cop is friends with Conley because he couldn't just stand there. He couldn't just stand there and keep quiet and smile, fuck people at the back. And that's all you have to do. You stand back there and you smile. Couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. Whatever.
Well,
You
they
know who
knew
you are.
they knew
You
that
said
was
it. You
going
know
to
who
be
you
their
are.
day. They knew that was going to be their day. All right, they knew it, right?
Yep.
But was it really their day? That's the
No.
question.
Oh
Was it
no, we're gonna get
really
it.
their
Well,
day?
listen, it's gonna get worse, people. It's gonna get worse for them tonight. All right, we haven't even got to the stuff because there's even more questions for them. All right, so this one's a little bit easier. The blame deflection on public and social media. Here it is. I'm social media now, right? Apparently, anyone can do this. So now that's me. They claim on page 7, morale is low because of social media influencers, protesters, and public criticism. But there's no acknowledgement that the public's distrust is rooted in the investigative failures, right? That systematic and procedural issues fueled our outrage. It's not just online rumors. It's not a rumor. We've been saying it for over a year about the Tim Taylor issue, right? It's rumors. But now it comes out, and we're going to get to that later. The public demonstrations, like Free Karen Reed, are constitutionally protected expressions of civil disobedience and dissent. And that audit, that was inappropriate and inflammatory. That report attempts to villainize our public sentiment rather than address that it was a legitimate cause. That erodes trust instead of rebuilding it. Eric,
I agree.
Eric, this one probably you agree with, right?
I do. There's no question.
Would you like? Go ahead.
John, you're gonna have to take over because I was reading the chat, so I apologize. Not ready for that one.
No,
You're not ready for the standouts.
I'll
Why
take
they're
it.
mad at people standing out in front of the police station?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we not allowed? Are we not allowed to have concerns with how the Birchmore investigation was handled, how the Casey investigation was handled, and certainly the O'Keefe investigation? And when we don't see those investigations going the right way, we might as well use our voices. And,
Yeah.
and standing out is listen. Do you think we want to do this every day? I'd
In the
much
rain,
rather
rain
not.
or shine,
Rain or shine. Much rather not.
And you don't
Well,
have to.
we-
You don't have to if you don't want to.
listening.
We can move on if you want to, but this one hits home for you, doesn't it?
100%.
Yeah.
100%. It's this is I know I don't live in Canton anymore, but when I'm asked, no matter whether it was 15 years ago or whenever, people ask me where you're from. My first answer is not Quincy. I'm from Canton. I live in Quincy, but I'm from Canton. Bottom line.
But there was a comment.
Yeah, there was a comment during the presentation that really kind of irked me, and it irked me because these guys should have never even known this. But I had a family member that had a medical emergency, and I'm very, very, very grateful to the Canton Police Department for everything they did, because they saved my brother's life, and I'll never not be indebted for that. But it's two separate issues, and I want to ask questions. And you know something? Again, I've said this before. We're all a bunch of people on the sidewalk that are 50 years old or plus.
Right.
Come out and talk to us if you want to talk to us. We're there. We don't bite. We're not going to argue with you. You want to come out, have a conversation with us. That's good policing. That's good community service.
Absolutely.
Might not be happy doing it, but it's probably would have been the right thing to do up to this point.
Yeah.
Instead, now we get some officers that, and I don't want to say this about all of them because I think some of them are awesome, and we see that daily. But we get, at least one officer that pulls out in his personal vehicle and makes some crazy wild face at us. It's like there's nothing professional about that. Why would you think that that's going to make me feel that my family who lives in that town is comfortable? And I don't tell my family any of this stuff. You know, I do me. I don't speak for them. But I'm going to do me. And again, I'm sure, and I don't have these conversations a lot, but I'm sure that if people had concerns about my situation and were talking to my family members, one, they'd have my back, but two, they'd say, hey, if you got an issue with him, talk to him. He's willing to talk to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, that's sad, Eric.
Yeah, it was very disappointing, and I'm sorry, but I blame the chief on that.
Well, you know she lit you up. You know, listen, these guys didn't know
100%.
that. She lit you up, right? That's the issue. That is the issue,
Mhm.
right? And anyways, I'm not going to. I know, John, you have something that even bolsters more of an issue with her. But like I said, this was an audit, right? There was no room to show the emotions of the cops, you know. And I said this the other night. What the hell would happen if Black Lives Matter was in town the whole summer of 2020, whatever, 2020, right? Tearing down buildings, right? Who was going to be? I mean, we would all have their backs, every one of us, right?
Absolutely.
So why bring more fuel to a raging fire? This is my thing. You know,
Yep.
that didn't need to be highlighted in an audit. You know, you look at an audit like reconciling your checkbook, right? Fix it. Don't add to the problems.
Feelings are not part of the audit.
Jesus Christ, I know.
And as far as I'm concerned, that audit took multiple shots at the people that voted yes, and the people that were in those stands that no, Karen Reed didn't kill John O'Keefe. Karen Reed's car did not hit John O'Keefe. So that's just the way it is.
Hey, Eric.
Yeah. You got me all riled up, John.
Eric. Loopholes, round buffer, religion, race. That's $2. You know what that means?
Oh, yeah.
Give us fucking McDonough, and we'll go easy on you. All right. All right. You know something?
Hey,
I think I like the laugh better, buddy.
We're 44 minutes in, and I'm sure, you know what? Can I say hello to my friend now? I was going to wait to the end. I was going to wait to the end and say, how did I do?
No,
But
I think it's appropriate.
I should.
Yeah.
Because
No doubt.
so I'm a media personality too now, right? And Sean, you've been a media personality.
Supposedly, right?
I got a text this morning, and it was weird. It was cryptic. It was a screenshot of Eric posting that we're having the show tonight. That's it. It was the whole screenshot about Eric promoting our show tonight from Helena. How we doing, Helena? Are we doing all right? Are you still mad at me? Yeah.
She texted you?
Helena,
So, John,
you texted me a cryptic. She texted me a cryptic. Well, it's just maybe she wanted to. This is coming from the person who called my brother and says I wouldn't take her call. Right? I will always take your call. You just didn't call my number. You got my phone number because you texted me. You sent me a screenshot. Why? After I got up and asked all those questions, now you're going to send me a screenshot the next morning.
So this is the new improved chief after this.
Maybe she's reaching out to say, hey, I'm going to watch your show. It's the new, nicer, we're going to be with her for 3 more years, folks.
Maybe I
Right?
don't think I'd take it that way, but hey, you know something?
Yeah.
Maybe she needs to come on. But this is the problem, right?
Elena, you got your 3 more years. All right, you got your 3 more years. Why don't you come on some night? I promise I'll give you the questions ahead of time. How's that?
Where has she been? Why hasn't she come out publicly?
Yeah.
It's a great
She
question.
can't sit behind the select board. She's the chief of police in a broken town. Where's the
Yep.
leadership? Where is it?
John,
Right.
Sean, the other thing is and John, um, the reason
Cheryl, I just invited her. I just invited her. I'll give her the questions ahead of time. Sorry.
the thing that again, I'm a little frustrated. I'm a little, I'm a little riled up. So I'm gonna, spill a little tea. And the first episode that you did was I was a guest on the show, and then the second episode you would call me.
That's because I didn't know what I was doing.
I'd like you to come on and be my sidekick, be the co-host, and I'm like, sure, why not?
I'm not going anywhere. I'm just getting a pillow for my ass.
The following day, I get a friend request from Helena Rafferty, who she and I have never
Well,
had.
it's a coincidence. It's just a
She and I have
coincidence.
never had a face-to-face conversation or said hello to each other. I don't necessarily think she's a bad person. I'm just saying we have differences in how the police department should be handled.
Eric,
But-
I had great conversations with her when I had those conversations with her until they double crossed me.
Well, there you go. And it's. I knew when I got the friend request, I'm like, hey, I got nothing to hide. So if you want to be my friend, come on in, be my friend. But then when you're taking screenshots and sending it to you, it just shows you what we're dealing with as far as the chief of police. I mean,
It's
not
one of
real-
two things. It's I don't know how to take it. Did I answer it? No, because of all the stuff that's going on right now. The last thing I want to do is get into an argument with her.
Well, maybe you should answer now, live on just
Maybe
text
it was,
her back.
maybe it was a
What do you mean?
bug text. I don't know.
Maybe it was, but she had to do a
Yeah.
screenshot, right?
She did.
Yeah,
She took a
it was-
screenshot. She took a screenshot of her Facebook of the Facebook and sent it to me. And maybe maybe she didn't save my number and thought it was someone else's. Maybe she wanted me to know that hey, I'm watching. All right, so you're watching. Hi, okay. Everything, Helena. I liked you up until the time you double crossed me. That's it.
John, if she did it to say, hey, I'm watching, she could have said, hey, I just saw this. I'll be watching tonight. But there was
Yeah.
not. It was just.
She could have.
Yeah.
No,
as the auditors,
Richie, I don't want to do that. I'm not going to put someone on the spot like that. I've told everybody from day one, if you want to come on the show, I'll have you on the show. I'm never going to submarine you. I'm never going to throw you out. We can have a discussion ahead of time on what the topics will be, what's off limits, what's on limits, and that's what I've done for both sides. And I told that to Nick Corkery, didn't I? I told you that the other day. I told that yesterday. I'm a man of my word. I haven't double crossed anybody on here.
but isn't it funny? This text comes as the auditors are saying adios. They
See
took
ya.
their 188,000 and they just rode off into the sunset. That tells me, unfortunately, Ken, it's going to be business as usual. I'm sorry.
We're fucked. We're
I
fucked.
hope not. I mean, I hope it changes, but stuff like that,
I just
like I
got
said.
like 4 friend requests.
Hey,
Let me look.
listen,
Let me look.
listen to the people that came over on my side here. Please give a like, subscribe to John and Eric here. They're doing
Yeah.
a great job. Please.
Hey,
Who
Yeah, we
doesn't-
appreciate you
I
sharing,
I don't want
sharing
you-
that. Sean.
Hey, we have something big in the works. I don't want to give it away because I don't want someone to get to that person and tell them not to do it with us. So,
Right.
but we got something big in the works that it's not controversial. It's going to be fun. It's got nothing to do with politics. It's got stuff to do with Canton. But yeah, we got a fun show coming up soon with someone real big.
Great.
But yeah.
Beautiful.
Yep. But all right, so let's get back into this, right? Huh? Want to get back into this?
Yeah, why not?
I'm
All
ready.
right. Okay.
Give us
So yeah.
I'm reading the
Give us
chat.
McDonough. Give us McDonough.
Fucking McDonough.
All right. How about let's go with the omission. No mention of criminal misconduct. Despite reviewing 3 major deaths, John O'Keefe, Sandra Birchmore, and Craig Casey, and documented failures in crime scene and evidence handling, the audit explicitly states on page 1, quote, no findings of fact or conclusions of law regarding ongoing criminal investigations or pending legal matters. End quote. Why is this misleading? They're doing an operational audit of the police department involved in possible criminal cover-ups, and they're purposely sidestepping any analysis that could expose criminal misconduct. That's like auditing the fire department during an arson allegation and ignoring the fire.
That's true. That is true. You know, we know because Dave Yannetti caught them that Sean Good altered Canton Police Department reports when the I guess the court officer gave David some discovery on February 2nd when Karen was arraigned in Stoughton. And then a week, 2-3 weeks later, those reports were altered. Not only were they altered, right? They changed Brian Albert's cell phone number. We know this because they got caught.
Yep.
Sean Good wants, here's a sergeant. Right?
How about the misspelling? The misspelling.
Misspelling. But they changed Brian's
not putting the
cell
last
phone.
names in.
And then they add a picture that had taillight in it. Well, who the hell did that? Did they find taillight? I mean,
No.
And
That wasn't their picture.
And Yannetti and Company found it.
According to Good, that's a supplemental report that nobody filled out that it was a supplemental report.
Yeah. Supplemental is very, very distinct, right? What he said he did was, well, I just, I changed it and I forgot to make it a supplement. Well, some dude, you're a sergeant. I'm sorry. You're not Steve Mulaney, just graduated from the academy. You're not that guy. You're the sergeant.
You're not that guy, pal. You're not that guy.
You're a sergeant.
Hey, Sean, you're gonna have to you're gonna have to apologize with me for this one. And
okay.
To the chat, you're gonna have to apologize for us. Eric and I are used to a very slow chat. Okay.
Jeez.
I didn't think that through when I asked you on. So people, we're looking, we're talking, and I promise I will go back and read everybody's chats.
Good. I think
Whether
that's
no matter what, whether they're super chats or regular chats, I will go back through and read them all because you guys are in there with us and you're putting comments up that I'm like, I want to get to.
I don't know if you can see this, John, but see over there on Starred. Do you see the Starred section?
Yeah. Oh, I'm starring them,
those are all.
But I'm just letting all these people. Yeah, no, but I'm starring some too because even if they're not super chats, I'm trying to star some because I didn't want to do what I just did and cut you off.
No, but
listen, I wanted to let everybody know we weren't ready for this amount of comments when because I didn't even know if he was. I didn't even know he was going to say yes. So,
John, this is the bottom line. This is what happens when you get the big thing. You get in there, you're going to get chats. You're going to get all
you know what happens? Hey, Sean, you know what happens when you go fishing? You catch fish. All right? I went fishing and I caught a big fish, okay?
Well, I wouldn't.
So,
yeah, listen, here's the bottom line. I think
Wait a minute. Before your bottom line, Elizabeth just sent $5. Sean, I know you love it.
Give us fucking McDonough. And we'll go easy on you. Back in the day. Yeah. But getting back to this, it's very important to show love to the chat because I'm telling you right now, I'm seeing all these old people that I used to see on a regular basis, right? And I'm so moved that these people are here with us tonight. Yeah. Now, can you see those people, my people too?
Yeah, I'm seeing it. That's what I'm saying. I can't. And here's the thing, people. Do you mind if I share it out? Yeah, share whatever the frig you want. Share. We don't care.
Share everything. Share
and
it.
Here's the other thing.
Absolutely.
I don't care. If there's trolls in there, there's trolls in there. I'll delete what I can. And if I can't, I can't. I don't care. Right. Because if you're not putting your real name on there and you're coming in as a troll, it means nothing to me. It really does. I could care less. If it sets off some other people, it sets off some other people. You know what I mean? Like I said, they all had the opportunity when I stood there in that auditorium. Right? 2.5 hours I was in there.
Buddy,
you had your chance.
Hey, dude, you're a big dude. Come on.
I'll tell you. There's a couple offices. there's a couple of officers on that force that are of some good size. I used to play hockey on Thursday nights, and you know what? He probably hates me right now, but I liked playing, and it was always the same teams, and he was on the other team. But Teddy Lehan was a heck of a hockey player, and he's a big kid, and he's a guy now, so he's a big dude. I respect him, even though he probably, it is what it is. But so, yeah,
Well, I mean,
he's a big kid. Like the McCourts were tall and skinny, but Teddy, man.
well,
tell
good.
ya.
I mean,
Yeah,
That's the way it should be.
he could probably put a guy into the corner. I'll tell you that.
that's the way it should. Hey, listen, that's the way it should be. Yeah. Why you got me on the stage, Eric? Get this freaking
I know.
thing off.
All right,
Thank
put
you.
me back on the
Hey,
stage. We're
John
gonna
was-
move right
John
along.
was
Hey,
drinking his mix and
hey,
cider.
we're moving right along because we're only two away. We're only two away from my not to be like a dog on a bone, but we're two away from my point. All right,
Yeah.
number 5. There was inappropriate conflicts of interest in investigative assignments. So the report says, quote, the CID detectives are also responsible for conducting any internal investigations or inquiries initiated as the result of a civilian complaint. That's on page 13.
Right.
And that's kind of inappropriate. That's improper in modern policing. Detectives responsible for solving crime should also be tasked with investigating their coworkers or command. It violates basic ethics, objectivity, and separation excuse me, of powers and accountability.
Listen, that should be common sense. That should be common sense. How can you expect? Listen, Canton's a small department, but you should have a dedicated guy who's not, I guess, from the town or not, grew up,
Well, it's not going to,
lifelong
sorry,
friends.
just real quickly in the chat. It's not going to be HR because HR is Helena. Everything goes
Right.
back through the chief. So go ahead. Keep going.
Like Matt said yesterday, he had a lot of friends that he had to give the bad news to, right? But
Yep.
the thing is that doesn't happen all the time. When you have an agency like DEA, we got 8,000 people, right? Bottom line is, there got to be some type of separation, right? Listen, I think what they identified was right. I think the suggestions and the policy changes they did were perfect, right? The thing is, it's like everything else. When it's all over, do they follow what was provided, right? Or do we have another catastrophe on our hands, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I do believe that they did a great job of identifying. I don't know if they went deep enough, but they did make the appropriate recommendations.
So from my understanding of how they pitched it yesterday, so and this answers Boston Skipper. You moved it. What are you doing? What are you doing there, Eric? What are you doing? What are you doing? Go back to Boston
That one
Skipper.
right
There you go. How do we get past the fact that so many topics were left out of the audit? Well, they said that because the scope of the audit was steered to what we asked them. We didn't ask them about the Dodge pickup, so they didn't look for the Dodge pickup. There's a lot of things they didn't look for because we didn't ask for it. You have to know the stuff they did wrong for them to audit them.
Listen,
They're not going to find the stuff that they didn't do.
I haven't been in Twitter for Twitter's Twitter, right? I go in and I'll repost your stuff. There's someone in Twitter that's got the tea. I'm going to tell you right now. I don't know who that person is, but I am reposting that person like a mofo because that person is going directly at Helena's throat, and that person has some
Proverbially,
I'm telling you. So
not figuratively. They're doing it figuratively.
well, yeah, but
I can't believe we have to say that these days. But yeah,
But
go ahead.
but you know what I mean. But the bottom line is this: is that when you live in a small town like Canton, and the culture, this is the problem, right? You got these new rookies coming in, right? Who do they look up to? Well,
Senior
Berkey.
guys.
These guys came on under Berkey for a while, right? Now you got you got the culture, right? Listen, I don't want to talk bad, but the thing about the short and shiny thing was he wasn't really that short. The shiny part was this image. That was the whole thing about image. Like, for instance, we know he tipped off, all right, a Canton sergeant that the DEA was investigating. We know it. I know it. All right. All right.
He's protecting his guy and getting a chip.
And protecting his image. Now,
That too. The image of the department. Right. Our department's squeaky clean. Yep.
but him too. And so instead of doing the correct thing and letting the DEA go with their investigation, what did he do? He tipped it. Now, this obviously was not in the scope of Brian and Matt's and Rick Bashor's audit, but it's something that they should have known, right? And if they had asked the right people about this, they would probably get to the sense saying, well, Jesus Christ, what the Christ was going on all these years? They didn't dig hard enough, right?
No.
Anyways, I am going on. I know.
Well, no, that's okay. Even though I just want to let Dennis Sweeney know for his $10. Hey, Dennis, it's my show.
Give us fucking McDonough, and we'll go easy on you.
That was for Dennis. I hope. What, did you open your car door? Your seatbelt on? What are you doing?
This foolish thing shuts off.
What are you doing?
I just got this car, this truck. Anyways, getting dark.
People, like I said, we didn't ask for JFK. We wanted McDonough, El Jefe. All right. And I didn't know what I was getting into. I didn't think it through, but I'm liking it. It is what it is. I'm liking it.
Listen,
I'm having you guys having a good time. We're having a good time. It was good audible. I don't care.
There's someone that noticed, right? And I want to appreciate that comment. I saw it. She noticed that the Phoenix was behind me, and I love that part. I think your last name is Ferenz. I forgot your first name, but thank you for noticing.
That's the name of my motorcycle.
The Phoenix?
You know how you name your... Yeah, because I got the midlife crisis, got myself the big victory bagger and went out to Sturgis. Nice. And so you have to name your bike. Right. And yeah, so yeah, that's I call her Feeny. That's the name of my bike.
Thank you, Charlie.
Hey, you know what? I missed him too. I talked to him on not daily, right? We don't talk daily, but close, like 3 times a week. Yeah.
Lately, daily.
Daily. The last week was daily. Yeah. But there's been times where it's like, oh man, I haven't talked to Sean in a couple of days. It makes sure he's all right. But
it's fluid. Let's go like this. It's fluid.
I didn't. Yeah, right. I mean, I like I said, I'm flying high right now, and I'm only a couple pricks and ciders in, and I'm just like, dude, when you ever said 5 minutes, I was like, here we go.
Well, here we go. The thing was,
it's on.
5 minutes. I was saying, all right, here I am. Because I did put out a little message.
I noticed. Someone texted me immediately because I saw that. I didn't even put my phone down. I didn't even put my phone down. I got a text. They're like,
and I
Sean,
said, get me on this show quickly.
Yep. Sean, I like literally hadn't even, I hang up and I didn't put my phone down and I already saw the text and I'm like, oh dude, he is in. I'm like, we got it.
Right.
Yeah.
So, listen, you got to show love.
Yeah.
We have 8,000
How big is it, Dave?
Over.
Dave wants to know how big it is. My victory or my cider or my phone? What are you asking for?
That's a loaded question.
The victory's a 106. It's a victory cross country tour. It's
you stepped all over Sean for that?
Well, yeah, I'm in the chat. It's enormous.
Wait.
Sean,
listen, he's a guest tonight. He's a guest.
All the time.
Eric, I step on you. I step on Boozy, although Boozy fights her way out of it. So, Sean's just going to have to figure out when
we're going to go back maybe a year when you first came out with that name. And I'm live. I'm saying Dixie Nomus. What the
Oh, you said it a couple of times. Didn't even get it.
I was
People
ruining
were
it.
texting you.
I wasn't getting it. I wasn't getting it. I said,
Shout out to
Norman,
Dixie.
Dixie Thomas. I said, oh, Jesus, here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Sean, I step on Eric, but he doesn't say boo. That's good. I step on Boozy,
John, you're
but she
6'5",
fights her way out of it.
buddy. I'm 5'10".
Listen,
You're-
I
you're
get stepped
6'5".
on all day
I'm not
long. I love
6'5".
it.
I'm 6'1". That's it. I'm not as big as people think. Maybe it's just because I get, I
ahead,
get
buddy,
big
you look
shoulders.
like
Show,
Huge
show
on
him the
TV.
paw.
Yeah.
Get the paw,
All
man.
right. You want to see the? Here you go. There's the
Show the
pricks
paw.
inside. We'll here. Hold on a minute. All right.
Yeah.
This is fucking embarrassing. There's the can. All right. There's the can. There's a
Look
can
at
in my
this. Look
hand.
at the-
all
look at
right?
the
That's not a small can either. That's
a
not
bear.
mini.
It's a normal.
That's a
size.
bear paw. That's a bear paw, man. Look at
So
that bear.
I will say, when I was at Suffolk, I had gotten in a little fight with two of the. So Suffolk's right behind the State House, and the kids from the State House would come down to our lounge and for money would play us at ping pong and foosball. And I didn't have a lot of money to begin with, and they used to always beat us. And then finally, this one time, we beat these guys, and I wanted to collect, and they didn't want to pay up. So I'm like, "You're gonna pay up." They're like, "Ah!" They were laughing at us and everything. Like they weren't ever gonna pay up. So I took the two of them outside. So I'm in between the State House and the building, and it's me versus the two guys. And some girl comes by, and I made sure I kept my back to the wall, but I was just whatever. And I had to answer to the police chief because I was a student officer at the time, and he grabbed my hand. And he told me, he goes, look at you. I go, what? He goes, someday, he goes, you're just going to hit the guy the wrong way, and someone's going to get hurt, or maybe he falls backwards and hits his head. He goes, and your whole life is going to change. He goes, I know, and he went through the whole thing, and I told him the truth. I said, yeah, they didn't want to pay up, and I've never, whatever, and
Weren't you
he
about?
gave me a talking to, and from that point on, I pretty much
you
have never
about
really
for a
hit anyone in the
discotheque?
face.
Weren't you a
Yeah,
boxer?
but I never want. But my thing was, I never, other than boxing, when I boxed,
Mhm.
I barefisted. I never hit anyone in the face. Not because I didn't want to. It's because I didn't want to hurt them.
Yeah, restraint.
I tried to manhandle the people, put them down, put them against the wall, do what I did, and that's that. And then just say, dude, you good, whatever, like that.
John.
I never wanted to beat on a guy.
John,
In
man.
hockey, different. They got helmets on. I got gloves on. That's the other thing. If I don't know why guys take their gloves off to pound on someone else when they got helmets on. I leave my glove on. It's so much easier. You're never going to hurt your knuckles. You just keep pounding on the guy because he's got a helmet on.
John, now I know
know?
why there was such a heavy police presence yesterday. It wasn't for me and
Not
Whitey.
for me.
It was for
No,
you.
I'm a lover. I'm a lover now. I'm a lover.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, it was the safest place in town. It was almost the whole force was there. And you know what? Kudos for them.
Yeah,
'Cause
good for them.
they wanted to hear the results, right?
No, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wonder
it
how
is what it is.
long that party went last night at Lanca's house.
Lanka. So we're almost there. We're one away. We're one away from my my
The coup de grace. The coup de
yeah.
grace.
Okay.
Yeah.
The misuse of audit structure to minimize accountability. So the report, the audit covered 20 sections. Not all areas are dissected into detail, and we know, right? And we'll get to that one. But specific findings and recommendations. This is in quotes. While the audit covered 20 sections, not all areas are dissected in detail. Specific findings and recommendations were not applicable in all areas, and that's on page 17. Right? They had 10 pages of John O'Keefe and only a paragraph on Wilson.
Wilson. Say his name.
Wilson. Everybody, his name is Wilson. All right?
you go.
But yet, they started the meeting, right, with a story that was on page 190 on the report. But yet, they opened the meeting, they opened their presentation on the heels of our reporting on Friday. Maybe it's a coincidence. On Wilson. The dog's name was Wilson.
What a tragedy.
All right?
Right.
Yeah. So that means there was many sections, had concerning findings, but they were either excluded, summarized, or sanitized. There was no full transparency on how the findings were prioritized or filtered. And then and I'm not even reading this one. And at one instance, they even said there were things that we found that we basically told them that they needed to fix because we didn't want to go 5 months knowing that they needed to fix something. Right?
Says it all. That
Right.
says it all.
Which so here we are, people. This is where it gets fun because this is my puppy right here coming up. No pun intended again, right? So let's look into what they said about Wilson. Yeah, they were. These guys, I'm telling you, I said it before, I said it earlier. I knew it when I got into my questions with them. This guy, as much as you like him, Sean, all right, I'm like, piece of crap. This guy was more of a union representative protecting his union, right? And arguing things when he was arguing things he didn't know the answers to. But he just threw it out there.
That was obvious. That was obvious.
Right? Just threw it out there. And before I start playing it, for you, Callie Sandy RN, right? I'm gonna give you McDonough.
Give us fucking McDonough, and we'll go easy on you. Callie, Sandy, I haven't seen you in ages, Sandy. Thank you for coming in. Thank you. Look at that.
Okay. Here we go. Let's bring it up.
A detective from the CPD reported to work and tragically left his family pet in the car. And that pet passed away through the course of the day. So the outcome of that case was that officer was not disciplined.
Not disciplined. Right? They didn't even discipline him for bringing his dog to work. And then, so he lives in Walpole, brings his dog to work to Canton. It wasn't the first time, people. They're going to tell you the way they say it in this. So when you watch this, picture the pastor on Sunday morning preaching to you. He's preaching to you. He's preaching to the people, right? He's sugarcoating it. He wants you to believe this was the first time. Sean, do you think this is the first time?
Well, come on. I have a source that I talked to today. Said it was a bull-faced lie. It was not a one-off.
I have a source. I have a source that's telling me it wasn't daily, but it wasn't the first.
Wasn't a one-off.
Right.
You have to understand there's a difference between discretion and corruption.
Discretion and corruption. All right. Pay attention because they're going to say this whole thing's discretion when we know otherwise.
The police department has discretion, and you have to think of the intent. And did this officer receive special treatment? Integrity is when you have to look at somebody and say, hey, this is wrong. You made a mistake. I'm calling it out. We've got to fix it, and you address it.
Did they do that? Did the superior officers have integrity and say, hey, you fucked up?
They went into cover mode, John. That's the problem. They
didn't have integrity because he preached integrity yesterday.
Yeah, he did.
Okay, let's go on.
Yeah, he did.
Work through it. There were people that sat across from me that I've known for decades. And that I actually, my wording to them was, I love you, and I'll do everything I can do to help you, but I also am going to suspend you right now for 12 days because you committed these violations.
He suspended someone for violating, right? He committed violations.
Right. DEA policy. Right.
DEA policy for just, okay.
Not crimes. DEA
All right.
policy.
Okay. Just checking. And here's the thing. People were texting me today. Why do you keep on talking about this? This is killing him. It's not about him. It's about what the department did. It's about what Lanka did and what Paul D.G. and Petro did. And here's the thing. This guy, we're going to hear in a little bit, Helena wasn't around. Well, what did she do when she got back? They never said what she did when she got back. Yeah, he did. See, he sounded like a union steward at an employee meeting. We're going to get into it.
John, here's the thing. Who was the acting chief? That's the thing. No chief leaves without having the command covered. He
So
knows
who's in
that.
charge? Who's in charge then?
Why did
She's
he
gone.
even
Who's
tell
in
him?
charge?
They should know. There's no reporting. That's the problem. There's no
Okay.
reports.
All right, let's go on.
You broke these policies. That is integrity. So the action with Detective Taylor was consistent with the way they treated every other civilian in the town who committed the same act.
Is it?
Well,
Is it? Do you think it is? Well, let's find out. A Brookline man was summoned to court to face animal cruelty charges after he was twice reported for leaving his dogs locked in a car, right? On January 7th. They didn't die. Newsflash, people. This one, the dogs didn't die. There's more. And this is coming from the Canton Citizen, people. The newspaper paid this. It was more, and Jerry, it was more than 700. Right? Here's another one. A Braintree man is facing animal cruelty charges after his dog was found in Canton last week, leashed to the back of the truck with no food or water. The dog didn't die. Right? Okay? But they both...
1 minute. See that officer right there, Ryan?
Yeah.
Skidmore? Frenchie. Remember I used to say
Oh.
Frenchie?
Yeah.
He's got a story to tell about our friend Proctor and Mr. Albert, Brian Albert. Too bad he
Yeah.
wasn't around, you know. Oh, well.
Helena, what do you have to say about that? These happened before Tim Taylor's episode. They're not Canton residents, so they don't. So right. So these weren't Canton residents. It happened in Canton, but they're not Canton residents, so fuck them. Right?
Can I make a comment?
Yeah.
Can you imagine if one of the free Karen Reed moving people had the unfortunate luck that a dog died on
Yeah.
their watch in their car?
Right.
There would be arrests made. Unfortunately, that's the issue.
Yep. Here we
That's
go.
the issue.
Our problem with
Did you hear that? Did you guys hear that?
Problem.
Our problem with, he's going to correct himself, right? Let me back that up a tiny bit, right? He catches himself.
our problem with, or what we identified that could
He doesn't want to tell you there's a problem.
Yeah.
We identified some
He
things.
knows. John, he knows. He
He knew.
knows.
He knew.
knows.
Okay. All right. Let's go on. All right. He doesn't have problems. He identifies things.
be better with Detective Taylor's incident. While it would have been uncomfortable that day, you have to bring Detective Taylor in and take a statement from him.
They didn't do it. Remember this. This is the preacher, right? He's spinning things. He wants the crowd to hear. At the end of this, he's going to say there was no corruption. If they did what they did, there would be no corruption. But they didn't do any of these. So pay attention. His words, not mine.
And when you take that statement from Detective Taylor, he is not going to be happy. He's probably going to be mad at you. But then I'm going to take his statement from the other people in the department and say, hey, Detective Taylor said he got to work, and then he came in and worked with Bob and Joe.
No, he went into Boston for the day.
I got to take a statement from Bob and Joe, and I got to record that. At the end of the day, I'm going to come to the same conclusion.
Are you really? If you interview them, will you come to the same conclusion? How do you know you're going to come to the same conclusion after you interview everyone that you didn't interview? No?
I'm with you, buddy. I'm with you.
Right? How can he say he's going to come to... That means he's already coming to the conclusion without interviewing people. And if he interviews people, he's going to come to the same conclusion. How does he know that? I'll go on. I'm already getting hot like I was Friday.
I'm not going to levy charges against a detective when I haven't levied them against other people in the town that have done the same thing.
There it is. Other people in the town that did the same thing. Not the Braintree person and not the people not from Canton that happened in Canton whose dogs didn't die. The people in Canton whose dogs did die. Now, people, if you guys were watching the meeting like us, another coincidence. Remember we talked about coincidences this morning? This morning earlier, right? Coincidences? Isn't it a coincidence that the 2 out of the 3 other people, their dogs jumped in their vehicles when they weren't looking? One went to golf, one went to fishing. They didn't know they were in the car, right? That's a coincidence,
Right.
right? And then the third was a town worker who 5 times got warnings before they finally, same thing. They didn't do anything. He got warnings 5 times before the dog died. How is it you can give someone 5 warnings, the dog dies, and you still don't do anything because he works for the town?
Yeah, that's just, that's just,
Taking care of one of your own.
Business as usual. Business as usual. And the dog suffers. That's the
Right.
problem. The dog suffers.
But I'm the horrible person for bringing up the facts. Yes, Brandy. Fucking
that is-
warnings.
Fucking Boston.
Fucking warnings.
Love it. Yeah.
Here we go. There it is. There's the Brookline man. Right? There's the Braintree man.
But what that internal affairs investigation is going to do is answer the questions of the public.
But they didn't do one. Right? They didn't do an internal affairs investigation.
Not at all.
When the public looks and says, did you sweep this under the rug? The answer to that is no.
The answer is yes. They did sweep it under the rug. So I'm going to back that up and I'm going to keep my mouth shut. Right? We're going to listen to him and listen to how he pitches it to the room. He's pitching it to the room like the answer is no. They didn't sweep it under the rug. If they did what they were supposed to do, but they didn't do anything that they were supposed to do. All right? So I'm going to back this up and I'm going to shut up, which is hard.
Well, in the town that have done the same thing. But what that internal affairs investigation is going to do is answer the questions of the public. When the public looks and says, did you sweep this under the rug? The answer to that is no. Because we looked through this, we understand it, and we also understand and we applied what happened to Detective Taylor to what happened with other civilians. Now, at the conclusion of Detective Taylor, they did call animal control.
He wants the people in the room to think animal control is a whole separate entity. Animal control falls under Helena. They're not going to do nothing. They fall under the police department. She gets money to be in charge of the animal control. Did her contract.
Yes.
Helena's in charge of animal control. She oversees it. Hey, Richie.
Richie's there, man.
Richie's here. Richie, we got Sean on the golf, and because you gave us a super chat,
Give us fucking McDonough, and we'll go easy on you. And listen, Richie is a superstar. His videos are,
he's good.
without a doubt, the best. Absolutely. Richie, you're phenomenal. Phenomenal.
Holy
Josie Lou.
crap,
Look at Josie Lou.
dude! All right, I wasn't ready for that. Josie, you're getting him.
Give us fucking McDonough, and we'll go easy on you.
2 for that one.
Give us fucking McDonough, and we'll go easy on you. Johnny, go easy on me. Go easy on me, Johnny, please.
I can't. Come on.
Bring the laugh back.
Oh, if someone puts it in for Boozy, I got the Boozy one. We got Boozy. If someone wants to give one for Boozy, we'll give one for her because she's poor kid.
Good to
But
see
yeah.
you, Justin. Good to see you.
So the animal control is with the police department, but he's making it sound like, oh well, they called the animal control and they, animal. We talked earlier. Doesn't animal control have power to they have arresting power, right?
I imagine.
Yes, they do.
Dick
Yes, they
Stein
do.
got my dogs all the time. Jesus.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Officer Stein he knew us.
Stein.
He was a sweetheart. He knew us. He knew us by heart.
He was the best. Oh my
The
God.
best. He was, and Helen was good too. And well, we got another one.
But John, give us fucking McDonough, and we'll go easy on you.
Sorry, that was a
Jody,
joke.
thank you. Now, John, real quick. This is what I'm saying about you, your show, a little bit of me. We have roots in that town. I can say Dick Stein, everyone from Canton knows exactly what I'm talking about. You did, right? I mean, this is the thing about being from the area.
We had a pony. We had a pony that he had to bring home that was looking in the neighbor's windows. We had a pony named Peanuts that got out and was looking in Mrs. Mirandy's window. She lived next to Esther Galligan. She had to call the police. She called the police to say the Camo's pony was looking in her window. So he had to come back and grab the pony. I grew up PWT. All right, it's what it was. We didn't know we were poor, but we were poor. All right.
Yeah,
So
parents that loved
we
you,
had a
man.
blast. We had a blast.
Parents that loved you.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Uncle Fredo. Sorry.
Give us fucking McDonough, and we'll go easy on you.
Sean, I didn't think this through. I totally didn't think this through. Listen, when you get 2 or 3 chats a night, it's funny, right? It's like, we got to chat. I honestly didn't think it through that it was going to derail the whole thing all night.
I'm just happy you're getting this. I'm happy you're getting this.
And you know what? People, thank you. It's not about that. I mean, it's about this, what we're fucking pointing at right now.
Right.
And it's not, and once again, it's not about Tim Taylor. He's the victim in this. All right.
Yes.
And to the cop that was like, where's fucking Kamau? Where is he? All right. You know what? Tim Taylor, it's not his fault. Worst case scenario, he gets a slap on the wrist, write him up, put it in his car, and just say, hey, don't bring your dog. Well, he can't, but you know what I'm saying. Don't let it happen again. All right? But you didn't do that. You didn't do it. That's the problem. We'll go on. And then they're like, who are you to fucking tell us what to do? We're the police. That's why.
And the main officer was away, and I believe her assistant showed up. With all the confusion going on and the effect that Detective Taylor felt, he was put on administrative leave.
This was sent to me today, and I have the records. If he was put on administrative leave, it would have been coded on the payroll as such. No. And if I'm wrong, text me. Tell me I'm wrong. You don't have to come on. You got my number now. You can just say you're wrong. From something. You're wrong. You're wrong. Right? Would it be coded as administrative leave? Hold on. I got another one coming up right now.
Which is within the authority
Are we the 3 morons that can't accept reality? Is that what that kid said?
Yeah.
of the chief of police in any department for an
troll.
officer that goes through anything traumatic. He was sent home on admin leave, maybe for 3 days, and then he took his sick leave.
Okay. That's what he told the room. Let me tell you guys otherwise. First off, yes, it happened on a Tuesday. He went home Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. They kept him on the payroll. Let's say that's administrative leave. Okay, I'll give you that. Right? And then he took his sick leave. Well, then how can he be on administrative leave and sick leave and then the next week still get his 8 hours for being on call? How can you be on call and be either sick or on leave? What is it? Can you be on leave and be on call at the same time?
We used to call that no-show. That was a no-show job and still getting paid.
Okay. Once again, he didn't do this. The people signing all the payroll did this.
Right. Listen, you got the receipts, John, right? And that's the bottom line. Interpret it, they can interpret it the way they want.
And you're going to see, and you're going to see this union rep argue with me about sick time, regular time, all this stuff. Okay. But if he took his Okay, so they send him home. Fine, paid leave. I'll give you that one, right? For the first week.
Sure.
And the second week, he took his 32 hours of sick pay, except for the day he was on call. Okay, so he should be ready to go when he comes back, right? On the third week. But no, he took another 8 hours of sick, and they had him on the clock for 32 hours, but he wasn't there. So those 32 hours that he wasn't there, what is that? Is he still on leave, or was that 32 hours? So are we only talking about 32 hours? What is it? You just don't want to let us know because you know why? Because we asked you questions and you're pissed and you don't want us asking questions and you're like, we shouldn't have to answer to you. We're above you. Well, no, the fucking town pays all these salaries.
Big time salaries. Huge
Right?
salaries. Jesus. I missed the boat on that one.
You know what, Susie Q? Yeah, Susie Q. I'm telling you, I will never put it on him. All right. The only thing I put on him was he took his dog to work. It wasn't his first time, and he brought it to doggy take here. He's not the first cop in Canton. And Helena, you know this, and I know you're watching. He's not the first cop in Canton that you know had a non-canine officer being shuttled around or being, you know what I'm talking about, Helena. All right. We'll just leave it at that. All right.
Yeah.
Because I've had my run-ins with that one too, haven't I? So anyways, so how can he be on call and on leave and then still get paid?
He did that because this was an unintentional act, and it devastated his family.
Unintentional act. So the two people who, one went fishing, one went golfing, they left their car door open, the dog jumped in their car, they closed the door, they went to those things. That was unintentional, right? He purposely put his dog in the car to bring it to work so that he could eventually bring it to doggy daycare and forgot. That was going to be my question later on. People, what if it was a baby? Switch the dog to a baby in a car seat. Do we still give him, it was an accident? What happens?
That's a tough one. Yeah, that's tough. But it's the same thing. You love dogs. I love dogs. I know Eric does.
Absolutely.
I'd be devastated. But then again, that's why it's a felony in the state of Massachusetts. We're talking about
pets can't protect themselves. That's why they have the laws.
Right.
Right? What if it was a baby in a car seat that he was like, I get it. Both people are working in the family. He's like, all right, I'll take the baby to work. I'll clock in, and then at 8:30, 9 o'clock, I'll drop it off at the daycare center, right? And then I'll go do the rest of my day. Okay? Only he didn't, and went into Boston, did his thing, comes back, and that baby is not doing well in the backseat of that car. Right. Then what? Are we still talking about the same thing, that they have discretion? Is it because it's a dog they have discretion and not a baby?
My wife and I, 10 years ago, John and Eric, were up at Cobb's Corner. We're home in Canton, and my wife makes me stop to pick up turtles that are on their back down here in big traffic. Anyways, there's a Mexican cantina that was over there by Cobb's Corner, right? And on to the right of it, there was some kind of dog. It was either a veterinarian, some kind of dog shelter. Some guy left the dog in the car. This was in July, as a matter of fact, 10 years ago, right? She said, "Sean, give me a gun." I said, "For what?" She says, "I want you to bust the damn window off." I said, "For what? Please." Thank God the guy came out. She went after this guy. I'm saying, we're going to get locked up here, man. And this is when I was on the good side. I said, "Susie," she says, "Sean, you don't get it. These poor dogs." I said, "I get it now, but geez, but it's right. It's true."
Yep.
If Peter gets a hold of this story, forget about it.
I used to work down in the Walpole Rink on Route 1, and it was about 10 o'clock at night, and there was a snapping turtle. It was bigger than the shovel. I can tell you that. It was huge. It had come across the street, and it had made it as far as the chain link fence, and it had half its shell ripped out. It got hit by a car, but it had made it to the fence and couldn't get over the fence. And I was a pussy at this time because this thing was huge. And I was trying to pick it up with a shovel and all this. And I didn't know. Trust me, I didn't know. All right. I was afraid he was big.
Right.
Called my father. He gets out of bed and can't. Goes down to the rink. I show him where the friggin' thing is that it's trying. He goes over, grabs it by the fucking shell, picks it up, gets it over the fence, puts it down, and he looks at me and goes, "That's all you had to do." Right? It's 10:30 at night. This giant snapper turtle is trying to make its way back into the marsh. Right? You know, happens.
That's tough.
But, yeah.
It's a tough situation. My dogs
People-
were in that situation, I'd be devastated. Devastated.
Switch it out. Switch it out with a baby, and then tell me, do they have discretion? Oh, they do. Mr. Galligan took his finger off. I think he was a fireman or a cop in Canton, Mr. Galligan. Yeah, because we grew up on Wampole Street. There was always snapping turtles coming out of the river behind our house there. All right, let's go on.
Okay.
And he's going to have to live with that. Again, processing of that, probably not done the right way.
They're the auditors, right? This is the $200,000 auditors.
No, they underbid for 2,000, so it was 198,000. They got under the bid.
Probably. These are their words. Probably not done the right way. Didn't we hire you to tell us whether they did it the right way or not? Yeah, same thing. Rabbits. Kill a rabbit, kick it around the house, whatever.
Right.
Probably, they used probably. Go ahead, Eric.
Hey, John, real quick.
Yeah.
One word that an OPR DEA inspector never used is probably. It's either black or white. I can tell you.
They probably did it. I don't know.
No way, buddy. No way.
Hey,
No way.
did they get you McDonough? I don't know. They probably gave us McDonough.
Probably.
I don't know. Probably gave us
Yeah,
McDonough.
probably.
Yeah.
We're going to do it,
Yeah.
McDonough.
Here we go. Let's hear probably again.
Processing of that, probably not done the right way. Before he leaves, you got to get a statement from Detective Taylor
But they didn't get one.
and from the other officers involved.
Didn't get one.
What the officers need to understand is that you're not going to take that statement because you're trying to hurt them.
Absolutely.
You're trying to protect them
But you
when
didn't.
someone comes 2 years later and alleges misconduct.
All true.
Alleges.
All true, what he's saying. But guess
2
what?
years. 2 years later.
They
We
didn't say
allege.
it. They didn't
No,
do
we
it.
proved it. We proved it.
Right? They didn't do it. They didn't do it.
Proved it, people.
Right.
You can say, no, we followed the standard
No, you didn't.
and we have
Nope.
these reports written.
No, you didn't.
One of the big things we found with Detective Taylor was that the department paid for
Oh, one of the big things we found. This is the big thing we found. You didn't find all the shit they did wrong. You found out the compassionate things they did right. They didn't pay you to look at the compassion shit. They paid you to find out what they did wrong or right. What are they doing wrong? What are they doing right? Well, they're compassionate. Well, thank you. Thank you for being compassionate. All right? I put down 7 dogs in my life. I put down 3, so 10. I put down 3 that weren't even mine. I'm compassionate about dogs.
his car to be cleaned when he left. So 2 of his co-workers picked up the dog, took it.
They weren't coworkers, folks. One was a sergeant, Sergeant Paul D.G. and Petro. One was a lieutenant, Lieutenant Lank.
And paid.
Oh, yeah. Listen to this. Okay, mind you, none of this was in the audit. This was his first 10 minutes of yesterday's show. Let's call it a show, right? They were putting on a show, right? Or preach. They were preaching.
I think
Okay?
he looks like he's preaching, John.
He looked like he was preaching, right? Let me back that up. I'll let this go. Yeah, Lank's the fixer, right? He took over for Berkey, all right? So, 2 superior officers, you know what? Kudos to you guys for paying for that. Thank you, all right? I'll tell you what I'm going to do tonight. I'm donating 100% of tonight's show right? To the animal friggin' to the pound in Canton.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I don't want the money. I don't want the money. All right. I'm going to donate all the money that got sent in tonight. All right. Because I wasn't ready for this. To the pound in Canton tonight for whatever they need. And we're going to present that check to the, because it goes to the select board and they got to read it every other Tuesday night. You know, $200 for this to the, you know, whatever. There you go. It's going to be in my name with everybody. You know, I'll craft something else so that they have to fucking read my name that I'm donating. And if they don't accept it, it shows what bigger pussies they are. Okay? 100% of tonight's show is going to the town of Canton, directed down to the pound.
Good for you, Johnny. Good for you.
And that's just right now off the top of my fucking head. Because this guy here is like, oh, two of his coworkers? No, you're two superior officers. When they could have done that. This is things they should have done out of their own money. They should have paid for the cleaning out of their own money, but they didn't. Let's back it up.
John, real quick.
Yeah.
One little paragraph on page 190, right?
Yeah.
He spent all this time talking about this. How much time did he dedicate to John O'Keefe's? This dog
10 pages. Yep, 10 pages. 10 pages in the report. Barely anything.
Right.
In their presentation.
In front of the Canton people, like you sat there yesterday, and everyone else that watched it.
And everybody's asking
how much time did they
why.
dedicate to John O'Keefe?
Everybody asking why. Why are they talking about a dog?
And
And Sandra Birchmore. Hey, don't forget Sandra Birchmore and Craig Casey.
Crazy. Right.
You know, what really gets you is they use words like probably, but they're certain that there's no indication of corruption or evidence of tampering.
Yep. Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
So Craig Casey got, you know how much time Craig Casey got yesterday? Stugatz. Right.
This is very telling because
we did a show on Friday night.
This is going to come back and bite them big time. Big time.
We did a show Friday night, and this is their presentation on Saturday. Not about Sandra Birchmore, right?
Right.
And what happened to her.
Look at all.
It's all about Wilson.
Dog fun. I love this. It's
all about Wilson.
Awesome. Love it.
Yeah, because I'm telling you, people, it's zero about money to me. All right. I've told everybody, I'm in the hole. I'm just not in the hole. All right. I bought my first laptop as an adult, $400. Right. I got StreamYard, another $400, whatever it is, and a $40 fucking microphone. All right. I don't care about the money. I don't. Is it funny to do this and get super chats and play the Give Us McDonough or the boozy thing? Yeah, it's good laughs. All right? I'd rather be freaking poor and paycheck to paycheck than have this guy stand up and have to fucking protect me.
Can I just add one more thing, John? By virtue of 1 year, 2014, Jamie Robertson was lured to Canton by two thugs that a Dedham cop set up. He was lured to a Canton residence and beat to death and murdered, right? I would love to have known how they would have handled that in the audit. You know, that's four. That would be 4 deaths from 2014 to 2025.
Wicked Psych, they're not a no-kill shelter. It's the Canton, it's the pound / cats / the animal, not rescue, but it's the animal control. All right?
Right.
They need stuff. They're always going through food and blankets and stuff down there. All right?
Right.
It's all going, it's going to be dictated. At the end of the night, I'll total up. I'll get some, Eric, you'll be here.
Eric's the guy.
We'll go through it. You write it down and we'll come up with whatever's, and I don't know how it works yet, but Sean, even before they release it, I'll fucking put it up in front of their release. Cause I guess Google or YouTube takes whatever amount.
They take 45, 48%. Don't worry
Okay.
about it.
At the end of the night, I'll total it up and whatever it is, Eric, you'll be my judge. I will get it up to town hall.
Good man. Good man.
All right. All right. So we're almost done, people. We're 3/4 of the way through this.
Have these reports written. One of the big things we found with Detective Taylor was that the department paid for his car to be cleaned when he left. So 2 of his co-workers picked up the dog, took it, and paid for the cremation out of their pocket. I think the department paid $730 out of town funds.
$768.11 out of town funds. Mind you, 2 days later, right, while he's home. So, happened on Tuesday, he went home. Sergeant Paul DG and Petro calls the same company that comes and cleans their car up from the puke and the piss from when they arrest people, right? Come clean the Jeep, $768.11. So, whoever alerted him to the number, he didn't remember from the night before. I'm willing to bet after our show, they had a quick little meeting, whether it was in the morning or whatever. How am I doing, Helena? Right? And they said, hey, he paid that back. And it was $730, whatever it is. And it wasn't a number that he knows. Because if he knew the number, it would have been in the report. Right? This could have been in the report. When they did the 10 pages, for Karen Reed and John O'Keefe, right? There was pictures, there was photographs. They even did, the blogger versus the police chief picture at over in Dedham. Turtle Boy, all right? I'm just saying what they said. Blog, they didn't identify it. I'm just going with it, people. All right? Nope.
Easy now. Easy.
I'm just saying. I'm not stepping on anyone's toes. I'm not avoiding it, but that's what was in the report. I'm just saying what was in the report, right? So you do a paragraph on this when you had the receipt. You could have put that in there in the report and said, and it was paid back, even though it's wrong, right? Even though it was wrong for them to do what they did. But we'll keep going.
To have his car cleaned. If we have a good internal affairs process and we have that noted.
Who's the internal affairs? Who's the top person there? We kept saying her name. Helena. Yeah, she's the final decision.
That gets caught sooner.
And it wasn't caught until after a FOIA. Willing to believe, mind you, people, I did a story on March 4th. I put the story out on March 4th. I know that the next week there was a FOIA request, not by me, but there was a FOIA request put in, okay?
Right.
I can't wait, because when I sat in that auditorium, my phone blew up by all the people that says, when was it paid back? They're all doing the FOIAs. So to the Patty Sherrill, I'm sorry. I've never had, I don't have one bad word to say to Patty Sherrill. All right? I have the utmost respect for her. And I'm sorry that you have to deal with all these FOIA requests. None of these are coming from me this time. All right? I'm sorry. You're a great person. There's not one person's ever said one bad thing about you to me about you. Just saying.
It was eventually flagged. Detective
Who flagged
Taylor
it?
wrote a check to the town.
Okay, mind you, once again, I apologize. Because I'm pissed. This is his opening presentation. Let me back it up just a tiny bit, and we'll play it a little more. And how matter of fact he is with these facts.
Car cleaned. If we have a good internal affairs process and we have that noted, that gets caught sooner. It was eventually flagged. Detective Taylor wrote a check to the town and reimbursed the town for that. But again, a proper internal affairs process in the beginning catches these things because all of your actions are documented.
But they weren't. Okay. Here we go. I put this up. This happened the other night. Hey, Rosewater, also known as Rogie. Hey, Rogue. Did Ashley and George go to the audit meeting together? Go fuck yourself. Okay? My brother is out of town. And if you went to the audit committee meeting, you would have seen Ashley was there with her man, right? Sitting about 4 rows in front of me. Okay? You fucking troll. All right? You want to come after me? Come after me. My brother hasn't said fucking boo. But you think you're getting to him. You think you're getting to me because you're going after him. You're just showing how big of a pussy you are. Sorry. This is what you deal with people. This is what you deal with people. All right? My brother was her lawyer for something. So they're together a lot. With my sister-in-law, they're together a lot. All right? They're very close. Nothing inappropriate is going on. But you guys want to throw your little digs in there, don't you? Once again,
Ashley made a great point when she came out firing at those guys. She made a great point.
Yep. So, once again, you had your chance to approach me. None of you did. Pussies.
Eric,
I hope
give
you
Rose the
get a chance
bitch
to
button.
Interview him. You understand?
It's time
who's
to
doing
go.
What. You write down who did what. You write down that, 2 sergeants took the dog to be cremated. You write down he went home and he was placed on administrative leave. You write down that, hey, based on timing, this is what we did. The fastest way to get his car cleaned.
So, they sent him home for 2 days. So, on Thursday, they decided. So, he had no decision in this. Once again, people, this isn't about Tim Taylor. They did this, not Tim. Right?
Hey,
They
did it
cleaned
the
his
old
car.
way. They did the old way,
Did they clean the other people's cars that they investigated when their dogs jumped in their cars by accident? Right?
Yeah, right.
Was that in their reports? The fastest way to clean his car. Why? He's going to be home for 2 weeks.
Was to do it this way. Now I have a record of everything. Now I see that, hey, Detective Taylor now owes the town. So when
Yeah.
that was discovered-
I got this one. This one's not written down. Detective Taylor now owes the town. By doing what they did, he now owes Helena. And by owing Helena, what he had to do is 6 months following Richie Schiffer around, going through his garbage, pulling out rubber ducks. Going to the select board meeting and standing there while I'm dressed like a freaking elephant in the back row. If I'm lying, I'm dying.
Up to
That's how it
everybody.
starts.
Yep, acknowledge Detective Taylor wrote the check, reimburse the town.
Here we go. I'm going to let this one go, people, because it's comedy, right?
A few moments later.
Do you know how much longer after the month later that the town paid for it that he did pay the town back?
It was paid back. It was significant time. I think it was something that the payback had occurred while we were here.
So you don't know exactly when about it was paid back. That's him thinking.
Buffering.
I don't. I don't.
How long after was it paid back? Just got here in November.
Yeah, it was sometime between November and today.
There you go.
I
That's
gotta
it.
tell you, man. That was, buddy. I gotta tell you, my man. Coming from you,
sometime between November and today. But so if they were auditing, you don't think that it would they knew when it got caught and they would have like he said between November and today. And then he said he didn't know. So that means he was told this morning how everything went down and he spun it. The union rep fucking spun it.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate because that's going to come back and bite him. Listen, I can see it right now. He got caught. He got caught right there. He was tall and shiny all the way through until you hit him. You hit him good, and he did the the little buffering thing.
Yeah. And I'm the bad guy. I'm the guy they hate for pointing it out.
Yeah.
I'm the narc.
Well, you got the receipts, John. We got a friend that's coming out soon You know what I'm talking about. And like I said, back in 2023, when I got this little tidbit, you actually went the long mile. I felt bad because we were hammering the Canton cops. Helena Rafferty did not want this to come out because back in the day, back in 2020, we were hammering the cops. We were getting all the dirt. I get it. I get why they didn't want this to come out, but it did. It always comes out. What's my favorite saying? If it doesn't come with the wash, it's going to come out in the rinse. That's the rinse coming out right now. That's the rinse. What are you doing to me, Eric?
That
That was me. That was me. I was just trying to get us back into the 3 because we're not
Okay,
presenting
I'm
that.
sorry.
We're not doing the video no more. That's me.
Yeah.
You know.
They got caught with their pants
was me.
down. That's what this. Listen, this is what happens when you don't follow policy.
Mullins
These
just gave me
guys
the
know it.
OMG.
These guys know it. These guys know what's right and wrong. And unfortunately, they gave Helena a pass. And it's going to come back and bite them in the ass. I'm telling you.
I know we have a lot of people in here. To the trolls, I'm giving you the opportunity right now, not to come after me. Just tell me right now, and I won't even go after you in the comments. Am I right or am I wrong for what I did by pointing this out? That's it. Just you're wrong or you're right. Okay? You may hate me about all the other crap I've done. Just say you're wrong and you're right. I'm giving you the opportunity right now to say, you know what? I wish you hadn't done that. That you support the police that much that you're okay with what happened.
all non.
I'm telling you right now. Go ahead.
Hey, there's a kid in this chat right now, Zach. He's going through a fucking nightmare because of inspections, right? I'm not going to give it up, right? But the bottom line is these guys, when they were DEA inspectors, right? They had you, right? They went through the policy of the Canton Police Department and they know everything was done not by the book. This should have been so easy to do, but they gave him a pass. Right, Zach? You know that. He's out there.
Yep.
He's in 1811. Hey, you know what 1811 is, John? That's a federal investigator. And he's going through a nightmare right now. He knows exactly what it's all about. And I'm going to tell you right now, if me as a DEA supervisor did half of what Michael Lank did and Sean Good did, right? Those two guys right there, Brian McKnight and Matt, say, I love you, Sean, but baby, you're fired. And I would deserve that in a heartbeat.
He said it in the meeting right there yesterday. That was in the presentation.
Right. Exactly. Listen,
Integrity. All right. It's the people above Tim Taylor that didn't have the integrity. Okay. Mike Lank, you guys blocked off the entrance to that police department. You guys made sure nobody saw when the dog officer came and took the dog. Okay. Whether it's because you had compassion, you didn't want anyone else to see the sadness of what happened. Okay. Okay. I'll give you that. You blocked it off. You didn't block off 34 Fairview because we know Higgins walked in at sometime between 7:15. All right. You blocked it off. All right. You felt bad for your fellow officer. I get it. Okay. You should have just ridden them up. All right. You should have taken a collection between the offices and paid for it. And I don't care how pissed you are at me. I don't care how pissed you guys are because you walked by giving me the dirty looks because you guys were all in solidarity all along the back wall, forcing us all to sit in the seats. Right? You did wrong. Just admit you did wrong and move on.
John, the fact that they spent so much time on this one little, well, it's not it, but they gave it a paragraph in the overall audit. Yet they came out like gangbusters, right? First thing they did was address this particular case. Yeah. I still don't think they talked about John O'Keefe's, the 10 pages they did on John was not even highlighted yesterday as much as this dog incident was. And yes, tragic incident for that kid, for Taylor, no doubt. And one of our friends, John, asked me, well, couldn't have Taylor just taken his car and gone home and just did it on his own? No, because you know what he did? And I probably think this is what happened. Brought it
Oh,
to his supervisor.
while you're talking, Eric had to go pee.
All right. He probably said, I'm a good soldier. I'm going to bring this to my supervisor. And you're right, John. It's not about poor Tim Taylor. It's about the fact that the culture at that
Yep,
time said,
absolutely.
we're going into cover mode. That's what they did. And they never thought our sources were going to give up the whole thing. They never
Yep.
thought
Hey,
that you would
hey,
put the
hey, guys, your sources walk among you. All right.
we
So
go.
while you all stand at the back wall with your thumbs in your vest, giving me the dirty look, all right, you could have just come up to me and said, "Hey, I don't appreciate this." I would have talked to you.
Right.
I would have said, "You know what? Because this is, I'll tell you right now, this is the biggest problem I've had. It's not all the other stuff. And yes, have I done Karen Reed stuff? Yep. Have I been all over the select board? Yep. But it wasn't until this that really freaking pissed me off. All right? Because 2 years ago, I sat there with my 16-year-old shepherd and I put her down earlier than she had to. All right? So I know what Tim Taylor went through. I built a fucking elevator for my dog to get her up because I was divorced from my ex-wife. She was still in Canton, right? And she was having a hard time getting the dog in and out of the house, right? And I paid a lot of money to come up with an elevator to get her up and down out of that house while I was at work going back and forth, right? Couldn't take the dog to my apartment because I just couldn't. Landlord wouldn't let me, right? So I know what it's like to have a dog. All right? I don't know if Lanka has one at DJ and Petro, but you should have done the right thing.
Listen, I'm telling you, Detective Taylor thought that he would do what policy dictated. I'm going to bring it to my supervisor. I fucked up, and the culture said go into cover mode. And that's what they did. They never thought that this would come back and bite them. And I got to say, Matt Germanowski, poor Brian, bottom line is you're covering this one up too much. What's the expression? Thou doth protest too much?
Protest too much.
There you go. Hey, listen, come on.
Yep.
It's a duck. Let's say, where's Richie? Richie, this is definitely a duck. I'm sorry. Listen, I'm sorry. I got to
take some calls tonight because that's pretty much the end. I'm spent after that one. I don't even want to go through the rest of the meeting because I know the other channels will hit on the 10 pages and the Sally Port stuff, and trust me, that's just as important to me too.
Sure.
All right, I get it. But every channel has their thing. So
John, I commend you and Eric for what you do. I think you guys have been a breath of fresh air. Nobody should be taking shots at you. Nobody.
I don't care. I don't care if they take shots at me. Go ahead, but do it. Come at me at person. I'll tell you, like I said before. I said earlier tonight, the only person that I'll give a pat on the back to was Corkery. All right?
Hey.
Stand-up guy.
All right.
All right? So the link's in there. If somebody wants to jump on, we'll give you some time to jump on, and then we'll
Buddy, you got some great super chats and all the super.
Yeah, we got 40. We got 42 super chats.
See it.
And
I see it.
and
That's
we're,
love,
we're gonna go through them, and I
That
will
is love. That is love.
I will cut a check to the town of Canton for the town animal control to go towards the dog food and cat food, and cat litter, and 100% of it tonight is going to that because tonight and this was just freaking on a whim right in the middle of it. I'm like, yep, thank you. I will look at them. They're on my phone.
John,
I'll tell you right now, that's love right there, buddy. That's love. That's love. And
yeah.
I hope everyone subscribes because this channel is going to the top. I'm telling you right now, it's going to the top.
the Kronks showed up tonight.
Yeah. To what?
The Kronks showed up tonight.
Yeah. Yeah. So tonight, whatever it comes out to be, somebody said it's only 30%, not 40. So tonight,
I can tell you right now. Hey, trust me, I know. I know what it is. It's 48%. Trust me, I know that.
The Venmo's going across the scroll. And at this point, it doesn't care. I don't care. Whatever it is, me and Eric will add it up, and we're gonna donate it. I just because that's how upset I am at the way that fucking guy spun that tonight. So, well, I guess I'll give it one more time because I know the chat's going friggin' fast. So, we'll just keep putting it in the chat
Yeah,
just so that.
in there.
Yeah, just to see if anyone else, because I know there's I know he probably didn't want to. Yeah.
That's
But
true.
that really, I'll tell you, that really got me when there was like, where's Camo? I swear to God, I wanted to turn around right away and walk right back. Go, I'm right here. What do you want to say to me? Right? Because if you're mad at me, tell me. Go ahead. Tell me what you want. Let me see if Helena texted me. No, nothing since this morning. Sorry. Helena, how'd I do? Are you still mad at me? Am I right or am I wrong? Yeah, nope, nothing. So, your TV's cutting off the Venmo. Here, I'll put a different banner up. I don't. No, it doesn't. But it is what it is. It's Jonathan Joseph. Oh, we got someone. I haven't even looked, but oh my God. Hey, Eric, don't look. Who do you think it is?
I'm thinking we're being visited from Sacramento.
Hello, Jeremy. I'll tell you, you're the Jeremy I like because my little brother's Jeremy, and we don't talk. So you'll be the Jeremy I like.
Hey, Jeremy, how you doing?
Here's the Jeremy section. Oh, friggin' Mullins. There goes the 50%.
I have not seen Sean in such a long time. I was like, man, where the heck did he go?
Where did I go?
You were great to listen to. I love your fire. You had it passionate.
Well, yeah, I'm kind of known for that. Listen, I was voted most spirited in high school with Kathy Galligan, so I guess I took it along with me. But no, Jeremy.
Was she related to Stephen Galligan, Esther Galligan's daughter? No, maybe, I don't know. Walpole Street? No.
Jeez.
Hey, that's all right because Mullins gave us a chat.
Give us fucking McDonough, and we'll go easy on you. Jeremy, help me out here.
I love that sound. That's such a good.
Jeremy, I apologize. I apologize. I told you I would give you a segment. This can be your segment. You could be the first.
Oh, no worries. No worries.
But,
no worries. I have to say,
because of everything that went on yesterday and then today, I never came up with an idea for you, but I will. I promise.
Hey, no worries. I was gonna say, I was like, hey, who is that guy? Wait, you've got the glasses. You just look more professional, which is
he looked great. He looked great.
Yeah, and I'm like,
he really
that's
did.
an excellent question. And that guy was like,
how many?
Yeah, it was paid. Well, when was it paid? Quick, give me some money.
Yeah. Jeremy, between November and today, please. Oh my God, that's going to come back and kill him. It's going to kill him.
I had more questions. My phone was almost dying, so I didn't want to pull a reader and lose all my information. But I was going to ask him, when did you find out about this? Make him say, this morning.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing, obviously, is Hank Brennan. Oh my gosh, I thought Lally was bad, but Hank Brennan is worse in a different way. But wait a minute, literally when the expert Erickson goes into the Canton PD, hey, come right in, come check it out, and then there's nothing here, not even any logs. But then in the report it says, oh yeah, it stores up to 800 days because everyone's asking themselves, wait, they decided to pull out footage from like a month before the incident, and there's no movement, right? So
and they had it. Well, because it goes 800 days.
Well, and they keep saying, oh, it's motion activated. No, it's not. That's not how it works. And they say analog. There's like most of them are analog, but I know that you had Abby on Video Jesus. I know that it was like several months ago. She had looked up and found receipts from Canton where they purchased the cameras. I think
Yeah.
back in like
Yep.
20.
And then
Yeah,
she went out. She went on eBay and bought the
and
exact same system. Yeah,
right. That's
I
like
know.
we have people like that, and the other guy that decides to buy some taillights from a what 2021 LX 570, and he's taking hammers to it, and he's like, "Hey, look, the LEDs are at the
Yep.
top, and they shine and reflect down." And it's like all those videos that kept trying to doctor. I forgot
Whose dog's
that.
barking? Whose dog's that?
Not my
Oh,
dog. Not mine.
I don't
It's
know.
sorry,
not
it's the
mine.
neighbor.
Mine's upstairs. My shepherd has a real bark. Whose dog doesn't have a real bark?
It's actually the neighbor.
Okay. How about
Yeah.
this? How come once again, they spent all that time on that presentation? And what about the Albert's gun and badge part of that presentation? That was like 5 minutes.
Can I just comment real quick?
Yeah, of course you
Wasn't
can.
about
You're a
drinking
guest.
in the car. Wasn't about that. The guy lost sight of his badge and gun. Right? And
Well,
here's the
no.
kicker.
No, Sean, I want to disagree with you on this.
Okay.
Okay. If you read the report, the first restaurant they go into and have drinks at, he had his gun and badge on him. It wasn't until they go to the second place that he put his gun in the glove box and put the badge. And who puts a badge on the dash?
Well, as a guy who's been in that position a couple of times in my career, right? Thank God. Listen, here's the thing. Kevin Albert really messed up because had he followed policy, right? This is where it gets tricky, right? Had Kevin Albert followed policy and said, "Oh man, I got to notify my supervisor because I don't know where the Christ my gun and badge is."
Right.
And by him, this is what's crazy. This is why it always comes out. He goes and calls up Knucklehead, who's fired. He didn't realize the feds were all over his phone. And because calling Knucklehead, he gets in the trick bag himself. Right?
Right.
How long? When did they go to Cape? And how long did he hold that from his supervisor? Right? That listen, you talk about Keystone Cops. He actually violated policy, not telling his supervisor, Brian McKnight and Matt Germanowski. You know he should have told his supervisor. Yet he calls his accomplice. Hey, dude, fuck, I'm all fucked up. Where's my badge and gun? Bing, it's on. The feds got it. That's how crazy this is.
Yep.
Had he just talked to his supervisor, it would have never gotten out. They would have finally realized, oh, let's call Proctor, whatever. But since he goes, oh man, I'm hammered, I'm dead, whatever.
No, I'm so hungover I can't remember last night. And then the independent auditor says, "Well, hungover can mean that you're tired."
Oh God.
Well, I want to use that guy. I want to use that guy when I'm hungover.
I'm gonna tell you
I've
right
never
now.
had a hangover in my life. So.
I mean, what's his name? Zach. You know that. There's no way they would ever give that as an excuse as an OPR inspector. No way.
Hey,
Because they'd be under OIG inspection if they did that.
So, because because I have compassion, I just want to correct someone on something. I put it up for a couple seconds. I got rid of it. We had an officer, Schneider's, no longer with us. It doesn't change the fact that it wasn't a ride along. We know what happened. All right. There was some things going on, and yes, he was being chased by someone in his own cruiser. He wasn't in his cruiser, someone else was in his cruiser.
Oh,
And
God.
it was
Well,
significant other chasing him in the
we-
cruiser, and
we reported that story too.
Yeah. All
Up
right.
in Copland, right? Up in Copland.
So stuff happens, and doesn't mean it's wrong. I mean, it's wrong. It's wrong, and you should report on it. But sometimes you have discretion, like you said, compassion, right? And all right.
No.
So I'm sorry I posted that for a couple seconds. I just was clicking on it, but we know what happened. It was wrong, and I'm sure they took care of it.
But that's
Yeah.
the culture. That goes back to the culture.
Right.
What
And then
neighbors
the
saw.
ride along. Hey,
Hold on.
where do
Neighbors
where
saw.
do I sign up for the where do I sign? It's my show. My show.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Come on, buddy.
Where do I sign up for that ride along? I want to be first in line for the ride along.
Okay, this is how crazy. Neighbors saw a private vehicle chasing a cop car.
Right.
All right, listen. It's the culture. Jeremy, help me out
I
here.
know.
You're on the West Coast, right? Yeah, right. Would you think that would ever happen? The friggin' lover gets into the cruiser, and the boyfriend, the cop, gets into the the POV and does a high speed
Shit was
chase.
happening. Shit was
What?
happening. All right. Things
Now,
happened.
listen.
It happened.
That's usually LA. But I pull up. Oh, it's breaking news! There's helicopter footage. Who knows whose car they're chasing?
Right.
But Jeremy, this is happening in broad daylight and all up and down, and you got a civilian car chasing a cop car, but the cop is in the civilian car, and the boyfriend is in the cop car.
That makes
All
a
right.
good story.
Riddle
I
me
mean,
that. Riddle me
Listen,
that.
guys. Listen, guys. Real quickly. I'm adding. No, Eric. Eric. Don't touch things yet. Eric, you're in
God.
charge.
Listen,
Eric,
I
you're
thought I
in
had
charge
the
for a
button.
minute.
I'm the
You're in
captain
charge.
now.
Eric, you're in charge.
All right, we're
All
gonna
right.
get you, and we're gonna bring in Gary. Yeah, there you go.
You bring
Gary's
in
here.
Gary. I will be
Hurry
right
up.
back. I will be right back.
Gary, welcome
Don't
to the show.
don't f it up.
Hey, Eric. Hey, Sean.
Gary, how you doing, buddy?
Good.
This
Jeremy,
is like
how
old-
are you, buddy? I follow you every week now.
my older brother is Gary. It's a good name.
I'm much older than your older brother. So update me, Eric. You talked about you talked about the payback. Did you get on the Peter statement at all?
Yeah, we did talk a little bit about Peter, but did you have anything you wanted to add to that?
Oh, look, this whole thing from day one was scripted. You know, they knew what they were going to do. If the audit vote passed, they knew exactly what they were going to do. Hence, they got Bob McCarthy, the biggest a-hole in town, to chair that board, and everybody was in on it. And so now, Kathleen, I saw Kathleen and David taking some flack online. Are you kidding me? What they put up with? And they're taking flack online?
It was embarrassing. It was embarrassing.
I mean, and then, if I had a chance to speak in the microphone yesterday, I was going to compliment the moderator and say, you're a much better choice than Bob McCarthy. So thank you so much for being up there. But I didn't have the chance. And maybe Bob's watching tonight. Bob, I'm sorry, you haven't got it, buddy. You haven't got it. And but when I saw this thing this whole thing, rolling along about the payback, I said, "Wow!" First thing I thought was, they saw his show.
Absolutely.
They watched the show, and
they watched
from what I understand, there are people at the police station that just tap all day long looking for things. Watching shows like this. And I'm sure, Sean, when you were on all the time, they were watching you too.
There's no doubt. They clipped me more than Flipperhead clipped me. Joe Flipperhead.
Yeah.
No, listen.
It wasn't a good look for the town yesterday. And I mean, we can only hope that things change on Tuesday. And and if they do change on Tuesday, they got to admit that it wasn't the best act that they've played out.
Yeah.
So
I agree, Gary. I agree.
Yeah. I put it on your page, Sean. I put it on a couple other pages. That was just I mean, if you're gonna screw me, kiss me too. But it was it was scripted. It was planned and scripted from day one.
Yeah.
There are people that are on their side that don't believe that. Well, believe it.
John
they're
hit
not allowed.
John hit the nail on the head here. We know there are Canton cops in there. I don't care what the auditors, I call them what the auditors say. I know there's Canton cops in there that are not on board with the rank and file of that department. I know that. All right. I know there's retired cops that were not retired at the time John was killed. John O'Keefe was killed. They're very opinionated and they know what was happened. I also know other people at 9 o'clock, January 29th, 2022, that knew that John O'Keefe was already dead, right? And they were going to frame his girlfriend, right? I know this, right? And these people are not lying, right? There's a culture in there that hid this whole thing. And like I said, these guys that were up the ranks in DA are formidable guys, well respected. It's about what they were not given, what was actually hidden from them. That's the problem. That's the problem right there.
Yep.
Yeah. And they think of the people, there's a small group of people that have shown up, boots on the ground, and showing up to all of these things. And all they see is that group, showing up to the select board meetings. That's all they see is that group. But what they don't understand is that there is a silent majority out there that, that will not go on Facebook and say, hey, this was wrong and, and this shouldn't have been done. And there are people that will, sometimes maybe too much, I'm guilty. But, it's the silent majority that's going to come out because they're sick and tired of this. They are sick and tired of this.
Gary, I said it before. When I started doing this, originally it was the memes. And then I started getting private text after private text on, thank you for doing this. Thank you. Could you say this? Could you say this? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, here we go. All right, here we go. Larry P. Okay. I'll answer these right away. All right. Larry P., if this is your real name, you don't like the truth. How about John's best friend, Rob Devine? Dirty cop in Stoughton. Not my best friend. All right. We went to high school together. I, unlike the firefighter, Katie McLaughlin, can tell you everything about the fact that I was in band with Rob Devine. I went to high school with Rob Devine. I remember Rob Devine. We've gone to class reunions. I went to a couple class reunions, and we've gone to different things at the last shot in Stoughton. Okay, I can tell you every time I've been out in public with Rob Devine. Unlike Katie McLaughlin, who can't tell you any of the times she knows Albert, Caitlin Albert. Okay, so Larry P., keep it up because I got nothing to fucking hide. That's why you guys don't like me. All right, because A, I don't give a shit. B, I haven't done anything fucking wrong.
John, did I walk up? Did I walk up to the back row and talk to you with the person that was looking for Kamal? Yes,
pretty much. You were close. Yeah.
So and here's the other one. Here's the other thought I have about yesterday. I walked in very comfortable. Because like you said earlier, there isn't a safer place to be. I walked in very comfortable, but then somebody came up to me that knows me and said, "I just heard that policeman right there with the beard say." We should just punch one of them.
Punch him right. Yep, right in the mouth.
No,
we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be here if we punched one of them in the mouth. Yeah,
that was a cop. That was a cop that said that.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go.
And I'll tell you, it wasn't one of the bigger ones. Okay, if it was one of the bigger ones, I'd be like, all right, yeah.
He was a little guy.
198,000.
Of all people, he's the last one that should have said it. Okay.
Yeah. You're gonna have business as usual.
Let me tell you, I think Eric Wade's kid probably outweighs that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just it was the on the other side, it was the worst of the worst in there, and it was when they were plotting and stuff like that, you're showing your hand way too early. Right. It was just that just made it foolish. But planned and scripted. Anyone can say anything they want, but you'll never convince me otherwise. That's
absolutely.
It.
So Patrick, like I was going to say is, so I started the whole thing with the memes, right? But then I might have started saying some things, and then all the private texts came from all the people that was still kind of like whether they were scared socially. I don't think there. Trust me, there are some people that are physically scared or they think something's going to happen. I get that. I understand that. But for the most of the people, it's the fear of being shunned, the fear of being an outcast in town, the fear of all that kind of stuff, right? So that's when stuff started being poured in. And I said, you know what? Fine. I'll take all the brunt of it and I'll put it all out there. It's all on me. I'll take all the hate from all the people from the other side that, yeah, I'll take it. But you know what? I haven't betrayed one person. Not one person have I betrayed or have I outed by any of my actions.
Yeah. Hi, Dennis. You know, and like I say, I just love this group of people that show up to everything. You know, I show up to some things. They show up to everything. And they show up to the town hall and they say what's on their mind. I might use my voice. I might have used my voice for a living, but I can't stand up there and do what you guys do when you speak up like that. You know, Whitey, I'm thrilled that he's able to do that. And Brenda Sweeney, God bless her. She gets
she's
up
awesome.
there and she
Brenda
writes
Sweeney's amazing. Brenda Sweeney is I
Her
could give her a hug.
expression.
Next time I see her, I'll
expression.
give her a hug.
Brenda's expression when she got the answer to her question said it all. She looked at that inspector and the auditor, and she looked at him, shrugged her shoulders, and just turned around, shook her head, and walked back. She knows. She knows exactly what's going to happen. She knows.
Yeah.
Hey, Sean.
Yeah.
Hey, Sean.
Yes.
I apologize. You lost a fan.
I did.
Yeah, read the chat.
Oh, Rockstar.
Whatever.
It's his show.
Rockstar. It's my freaking show.
Listen,
all right?
it's his show. It's his show.
He's
all
the
right?
fucking guest.
I'm a guest.
All right?
I'm
I'm
a guest.
supposed to step on them. If you've never watched my show, I step on everybody.
I
love it.
Sean, you know, I mean, you know, you guys. I would suggest, maybe trying to tie in here on Sunday nights. Sean, people miss you.
Yeah, you know.
No,
Like I said, it's show. It's show. It's his show.
I've told them before. I kept asking him. I'm like, when are you coming? When you come back? When you come back? You know.
I had a premonition, Gary.
Someday.
Someday.
Yeah.
He caught you on the beach.
Yeah.
I'll
I
be on
know.
the beach, Gary.
Tonight he said yes. Tonight he said
I
I'll be
yes.
on the beach.
I was listening out front of my meeting till 7:30. Then I went into the meeting, and 8:30 I started listening again. So, you know,
God bless you. brother.
could you
God bless
recap?
Hey.
Could you recap for me?
Hey, yeah, I'm going to recap it right
Yeah.
now. Hey,
Yeah.
Sean, don't get used to this. Okay, you're not coming on
Hey,
multi times.
why
I'm
don't
just kidding.
why don't you do me a favor?
I'm just letting you know. And Eric, I'm sorry, Eric, and Gary. I already told him at the beginning of the show. He's getting the Gary
I'm
treatment
getting
when
the hook.
it's time to.
I'm getting the hook.
When it's time to give him the hook, he gets the Gary treatment. All right,
I'm gonna
he
tell you
gets
right
no
now.
special treatment here. It's not a tryout. It's not a tryout. It's a one time. No, I can't say it's a
Gary
one
doesn't
time.
have a
Maybe he'll be back. You
All right.
know?
So here's the
This is
thing:
my person
when
starter, by the
people, I was just gonna say with channels that I've been on several channels. What they invite people up and no one shows up. I'm like,
Yeah.
come on, guys, just say hello. Let's pop in and say hello.
That's
And
it.
if nobody else joins, I'll join
The
in.
trolls had their opportunity.
Hey, you guys have seen it. That link is for anyone. If you disagree with me and you want to come on and tell me I'm wrong, I will let you. Come on and tell me I'm wrong. The offer's right there. I will let you. I will give you 100% center stage. You tell me I'm wrong. Jellycats, is this F marry kill? I would marry Sean.
All right, Johnny. I think you should
Yeah.
give me the hook. You know why? Because it's pitch black
time
here,
anyways.
buddy.
It's time.
Yeah.
We're 2.5 hours.
Listen,
It's two and a
give
half
some love.
hours.
Do me a favor. Give some love
Sean,
to that.
Sean,
Yeah.
first off, thank you for coming on within friggin' 5 minutes. 5 minutes friggin' notice. All right. Second off, thank you for bringing in a shit ton of money for the Canton Animal Control. All right. because me and Eric will go through it and we will get it down there as soon as possible. And thirdly,
Give us fucking McDonough, and we'll go easy on you.
and Sean, and another thing. There you go.
You didn't give his final word.
I'll bring him back, Sean.
Oh,
I couldn't-
Jesus.
All right, I couldn't. I didn't do it.
I was about
Sean.
to say, I was like this. Oh my God, Sean. Oh, listen. It was actually a treat to be amongst everyone tonight. John, Eric, Gary, Jeremy. I never met you before, but thank you. But the real winners are right there in that chat, right there. And
Yeah,
give them love, John. I missed every one of them. I'm back.
that's the
baby.
most chats we've. That's the most chats we've had.
I'm coming back. All
Through the
those
roof.
people right there. I'm looking at them. I miss you all. I've been reading all your things. I hear you. Come on back, Sean. Listen, it's a process. You'll understand. But John, thank you for what you do. Eric, you're a great stage guy with John. You got the control down. But God bless everyone here. And I can really feel the love. And Boston Skipper, I know who you are now, Boston Skipper. Anyways, I'm going to find out all these people in here, and I'm going to give you all a big, big, happy love session.
And
someday soon.
Sean, right? Like I said, your name's going on there too. So thank
don't
you. No, because I know what it is. All this money wasn't for me. All right, this was because of you. Okay,
Please stop it.
I don't care. This was because you were in here. Trust me. I know what we bring in on a normal basis, right? And even Mullins donated, so she's going to the pound too.
Look at that.
Not personally. All right?
What did you make tonight, John?
Well, you know what? Let's total it up. Actually, let's total it up, Sean. All right?
Go ahead.
Who's got
Let's do it.
somebody ready, guys? Somebody help me out here. Ready? So John Miller, right? $5. All right. Someone keep a running total. All right. We got another $4.99. We're up to 10, right?
10,
Yep.
Who's
Another
got the
10.
20.
Oh, hey. We're at 20, but let's do this for Boozy. Come, we got to do it for
Let
Boozy.
me do it. Let me.
All right. Okay, Boozy.
20.
Boozy, we love you. We miss you. Yep. So we're at 20, right? Sherry D. The 99. Where's Boozy? Coco, another 10.
30.
Jimmy, another
35.
5.
And I went to Blue Hills, by the way.
This is just a member for 6 months. New member. Here we go. Dina Bellina,
45.
another 10.
Dina. Nice. Thank you, Dina.
Another 5. All right, another 20.
70.
2.
72. Uh-oh, I'm screwed up now.
Another 5.
77.
I'm your backup, Gary.
You got the.
Another 5.
82.
Another 2.
84.
5.
89.
Another 10.
99.
2.
101.
Another 10.
Oh, 110. We're back in
Another-
even numbers.
Another 10 from Microdots. Richie, thank you.
Very
120.
nice. Very nice.
This one was the big one. Thank you, Josie.
Josie Lou.
Wow.
Yep.
Oh, 170.
Jody Mitchell for 10.
180.
Another 10 from Uncle Fredo.
190. Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is that 240, Eric?
Nice.
Oh, I'm gonna have to hit the equals button, so I don't want to go there yet. Have we got to the
All right.
end?
No,
Don't
no,
mess
no.
this up.
No. Don't mess it up.
I'm not.
So you think we're at 240, right?
Yep.
Another 5, 245.
245.
Another 10, 255.
255.
Another 5 is 260.
Yep.
I'm going to go out of turn. Well, actually, don't worry about it. Another 2, 262.
Yep.
Another 10, 272. Right? Another 10. 20. Sorry, 20. 282. Another 5. 287. Another 5. Help me out on that one.
Zach.
287,
292.
Okay. Plus another 20.
Oh, now I'm screwed.
Well, 292. Well, 10
Round
would
it
be.
off.
Would
Just
be,
round it off.
312.
right? Another 2. Come on. Blue Hills. Where are you?
I'm here.
Well, how much?
Eric's got the calculator. I'm. This is.
Are we at the end? Is it over?
314.
Nope. We got another 50, Eric.
Go on, 50.
Wow.
Yep. Another 5. Another 5, Eric.
I gotcha.
Another 5, Eric. Another 5, Eric. Another 10 from Mullins. Thank you, Mullins. I love you. Another 2. And then H Rock Doctor, another 10. Oh, holy fuck balls. Add another 100.
Wow.
How did I miss that one?
That.
How
Wow.
How did I miss that one?
Wow.
Thank you, Moni Saliv. Holy fuck
I think
balls.
that might be Norway. I think. I'm not sure.
Wait, there's more. Jesus Christ. Eric, another 50.
50. Jesus.
Look at that. BB2. Nice. Very
Yeah.
nice. Wow.
Thank you. Hey, the Canton Pound thanks you.
Thank you.
Another 10.
Boston
Another 10 for the
Skipper.
dogs.
Boston
Yeah.
Skipper. I know Boston Skipper.
Another 2. Mary Mullaney with 5.
Malaki.
Mary Malaki, my bad. That's the pricks and ciders. I am and no glasses. And another 10. Eric, where are we at?
I can hit the equals button.
Yep.
$594.
Whoa.
So 600 no. Because I got Venmos.
Ooh.
right.
John.
And I'm gonna give up the Venmos too. All right.
Eric,
Let
get me off
pull
the
that
screen.
up.
Put John on the screen, please.
No,
Look
it's
at
not me.
myself.
It's not for me. It's not for me. This is going to the fucking dogs.
Right.
How do you get to Venmo? Jesus
You know what the best
Christ,
part about
where's
this
my
is,
Venmo?
John? Is they'll read your
Yeah.
name at a select board meeting
Yeah.
now.
Well, that's why I did it. Because I wasn't prepared for this. I really wasn't prepared. I'm happy making $25-$50 a night, just, because I figured by the end of the year, that would pay for the computer, the StreamYard,
How
the
much-
microphone.
How much do your
Right?
sponsors pay you? How much do the sponsors pay you?
I
Nothing
don't
tonight,
have
huh?
sponsors anymore. No, I didn't have any sponsor stuff tonight, but it is. All right. So let's add. How do you get to you?
Listen, you can
How do you
give them
get
to
to
me. Just
Venmo?
tell me.
I just got to
Hubert,
get to
it's
it.
the
I
Canton,
don't
Animal
use this
Rescue.
stuff. I don't use this stuff all the time, so I got to see how they. And I don't have my glasses. Where are my glasses? How do you use Venmo? I know it came in. I never use it. Okay.
John, you want me to
ano-
let you in on a little secret before?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
want
go
to call
ahead.
it a secret, but I bowl on Friday nights.
Yeah.
And my first year in the bowling league, which was a few years ago, my wife and I won the league, and our partners were the dog officer and her boyfriend, who's now a husband.
Aw.
How about
What's
that?
your average?
It's awesome.
My average is terrible. I'm a 77.
You still won.
Okay.
Yes.
I got 3 Venmos. You ready?
Yeah.
Another 20, 30, and 25, 55. Add another 55.
30. Oops, sorry.
Thank
And
you.
I'll add 45 to that to make it an equal 100.
So that's another. What's that? 400.
I have $689 total.
Okay, and so cut that. So what do we say? Take 40% away from it. So wait, what is it? How much is the total?
689.
Okay, 689. minus 40%, right? So, oh, that sucks. No, I got to give more than that. They take $275 out of that.
Basically, yeah.
Listen, we can stay on another hour and ask for more donations.
So 690. No. So what did I say? 690 minus two what? Minus 245. Minus 245. Jesus, we could have paid for it to clean his Jeep. No, not really. So 445. We'll do 450. We'll round it up 450. So once Google takes some money, even before Google takes some money, I'm writing a fucking check right now for 450, bringing it up to the town, right? And that'll be for the donation to the Canton Animal Shelter. And there you
If
go.
they're going to read it, read it, can they?
Yeah.
Can you donate it as Dixie Normans?
They probably will not say it. So I will just say from Canton Chronicle, Jonathan, Eric, Sean, and all the viewers.
Excellent.
That's
Excellent.
Right?
Brother.
$450. So
That's
so
awesome.
nobody. Not that I'm not a grifter. All right, I don't have a problem grifting. But tonight, in the middle of the show, I just said it's all the 100%. I don't want a fucking dime. All right, but if you do want to buy something, you could go to the Canton Chronicle, printify me, and there's plenty of things. There's new golf balls in there. There's tons of new golf balls. There's
I'll have
tons
to
of
do it.
things.
I ordered a hat
Yeah.
today. Did you approve the
I
purchase?
did approve the hat. I approved the hat. I mean, ladies, look, there's undies there. You can get a Pricks Insider undies. Right? Your hands, get your hands on something hot and wet. A Pricks Insider. Come on, guys. I mean, there's T-shirts. We got Canton Chronicle T-shirts. We got the bathing suit. Mullins wouldn't wear it. She wouldn't wear it. It was up there, but she got in the hot tub with the Canadian one. We got the swimsuit. We got the swimsuit for some of you older ladies. If you don't like the bikinis, we got the swimsuits. There you go. And you got the coffee cup. You want
I
to look
am
at me?
sure if you ask nicely, you could get somebody to model all this stuff for you.
They have to buy it to model it. I don't have it. It gets shipped directly to them.
Yeah, you couldn't superimpose somebody's head.
Yeah, I could do that, but that's cheating. So, all right. So yeah, $450. And I'm gonna make sure I'm there at that meeting, sitting right there,
John.
not in costume. Oh, there's not Mullins. Stop it! Stop it without money! Christ, she's up there spending money.
It's for
Listen,
the dogs.
I'm going to buy a half gallon of white paint and donate it to the select board and the the Canton Police Department because
To whitewash it?
yesterday they ran out of white paint.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
John,
all
are you
right.
gonna be
For
wearing
whitewashing things?
Tuesday.
Am I going to what?
Any-
Oh!
Any cost?
Thank you, Eric. That's awesome. Let me get rid of this freaking thing. How do you get rid of it? Eric, help me out here. Get rid of that.
Oh, boy, you put it up.
I got it. All right. Let's see. Can we get everybody into Jesus Christ?
We're in.
We're in tiny little. Oh, there you go.
There you
Okay.
go.
Everybody, thank you for coming tonight. Tuesday is the election. You know what? Vote your conscience. It has no bearing on who's going to be the chief for the next year or 3 years. Helena, you're going to be seeing a lot of me. Call me. Helena's getting in. It doesn't
Say
matter.
that. No.
Yeah,
no.
it doesn't matter. Chris is voting. Doesn't matter. Chris is voting.
No.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is.
You may have an abstention.
Oh,
Well, it
You
doesn't
may have
matter.
an
Chris
abstention.
voting. Okay, so if there's an abstention and Chris voted and it's tied 2-2, she gets in.
For a year.
Yeah. All right. So like I said, 1 to 3 years, and then it'll be Lank, and then Lanka, you'll have to deal with me. So, anyways, Tuesday's the election, people, and me and Eric have decided we are going to get the Cronkmobile out, and we're going to be up at Town Hall in the Cronkmobile, and we'll be we'll be doing live interviews with people coming and going from town hall. I'll probably stop by 2 of the election sites. I think I'm going to stop by the Kennedy and then the high school. And if the people boo me out of there, then I'll just go right to town hall. We'll be up at town hall and we'll be reporting live and giving you a live update on everything that's going on Tuesday.
Reed McNichol.
Oh, hold on. Sorry. I just got a really sad face who came down to my little basement because Cottage Hill's in the attic. I'm in the basement. I owe Mullins. Hey, Mullins! Which super chat do you want? All right. You know what? Because I love her so much, she's getting both. Hold on.
Give us fucking McDonough, and we'll go easy on you.
That's classic.
She's got a great laugh.
It is.
She was with us yesterday. Boozy was with us yesterday.
Saw her. I saw her in the crowd. That was nice.
He's still my heart.
She's a sweetheart. She's a
He's
good
still
kid.
my heart.
She's a good kid. Boozy, when you watch us on replay, we love you and we hope you join us again.
She joined us at the waterfall.
Yeah. Real quickly. So Boozy was late getting to the waterfall. So we had the table, right? We had the grab ass table. So we had the grab ass table at the waterfall. Boozy was late getting to us. We had already eaten all of our. We didn't eat. We had ordered our food, and so I had ordered an extra thing of onion rings, or an order of onion rings. So we all got our food. So I took the onion rings and I put it like where Boozy would be sitting, so that when she showed up, there'd be something in front of her, because that's the kind of guy I am. And
cold onion rings.
Me and Eric kept eating them before she showed up. So when she showed up, there was like only 4 left. And I'm like, I got you some onion rings. She's like, oh, thanks. You got me 4 onion rings. I go, well, there was more. Everyone else is like, yeah, those 2 ate them all. Yeah. So it was good. No, she's a sweetheart. But yeah, no. And she can't whisper, folks. Boozy doesn't whisper. She has no inside voice. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I could hear everything she was thinking right behind me.
So couldn't I. That's why I moved away.
Yeah.
That night I didn't want pictures taken. I didn't want people thinking that, they're like, Jesus Christ, he's always with her. Yeah.
You're a good man, John. I appreciate what you do. And it's great to have Sean on here because he's been through it. He knows this is how the great ones start.
Yep. Well,
I love the comment about Larry Glick the other night. That was awesome.
254-5678. 254-5678.
I got many T-shirts from Larry Glick. I was in Virginia calling in all the time.
Hello, Larry. How you doing?
Yeah.
Let me.
Between Larry Glick and Dr. Demento, those are the 2 on the radio stations we have.
Give me the hook.
Okay. All right.
Give me the hook.
All right. Well, look at that, Jeremy. You're going to be on longer than Sean. Sean, thank you. Thank you,
Sean. Great to see you, buddy.
Can't wait. Oh, there you go. All right.
Thanks, guys. Thanks to the chat. Your generosity is unmatched.
There we go.
You cut him off.
And there's no getting them back. I literally just booted him from the stage. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, listen, it was nice to see you guys, and Jeremy's going to be on longer than me tonight. That's
Gary.
Cool. Yeah.
When you hit the green room, can you stick around for a minute? I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, buddy.
Wait, Jeremy or Gary?
Gary just said goodbye.
Oh yeah. Oh, wait. Are we saying goodbye to Gary? Are we booting him, or are we keeping him in the green room?
Oh, well, we need him in the green room. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, green room. Is Jeremy staying in the green room, or are we booting him?
Hey, Jeremy can do whatever he wants. We appreciate having Jeremy.
I know. Yeah. Jeremy, I will get you a section.
I'm here to hang out.
All right. Well, then you can hang out in the green room for a couple minutes. All right. Bye, Jeremy. There we go. And then there were 3. Who's next? Who do we get rid of next, Eric? Gary,
Meeny, miny, mo.
Gary, say good night before I boot you.
Good night, everybody.
Hey, thank you guys.
Thank you, Gary.
Thanks everyone. Thanks everyone. And like I said, I will make sure as soon as before the money even comes in. I guess it comes in on the 15th of every month. I don't care. That money's I will make sure that money goes up as soon as possible up to the town of Canton. Thanks.
When's the next select board meeting?
Well, the
You
election's
get
on
the
Tuesday.
election, so at least
so it'll
another
be-
week after that.
Right. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So, all right. Thanks, Gary. Stick tight. Stay
Thanks,
tight,
Gary.
Gary.
Gary, and then there was two.
Oh, what the frig? I took myself off.
That was awesome.
I took myself off. I didn't even know what I was doing.
Gary's the host now.
Where the hell is Gary's little? Oh, he's down there. All right, bye, Gary. All right. So that went well, right?
John, that was quite the audible. Well
Dude, I
done.
didn't think he was going to say yes.
I know you've been asking him, and he's been saying no.
I talked to him, and everybody. Listen, everybody knows I talked to him. It's not daily, but the last couple, obviously, with all the crap that's been going, yeah, it's been a couple days. We've been talking the last couple of days, but I didn't think to ask him until she didn't bail on us, but she had something to do, so it is what it is.
We're happy to have Boozy every time she can make it.
Oh yeah, sweetheart. But I was just like, in my head, I'm like, let's see what friggin' Sean's doing. So yeah.
Next time you can clue me in, though. I wouldn't have had.
Dude,
I wouldn't have had to rush home to do 3 hours of.
If I had clued you in, it would have been planned. It wasn't planned. It was like, hey, that's why I muted my mic. I'm like, hey, I'm live. Do you want to come on?
Listen, why didn't Rebecca said, "Hey, you coming with us?" I'm like, no, I gotta get back to see John.
Yeah. So please look at where the pound spends their donations. The pound needs the food and cat stuff and dog stuff. I have no problem giving it to the pound. So it's not the pound, it's the Canton DPW pound. So it's not like yeah. So
it's
all right.
a good cause.
Listen, for the people that came here for Sean, thank you for putting up with us. All right, you got us. This is our show. We're normally here on every Sunday night from 7 to 8:30, 9 o'clock. Jesus Christ, we did 3 hours. We're almost at 3 hours. And for people and for our crunks, thank you for tuning in yet again. And we will see you Tuesday. All right, for our live oh, Jesus Christ. Who's jumping in right now? Fucking. All right, we thought we were done. We thought we were fucking done.
What, you couldn't show up like 10 minutes ago?
Dude, we were about to sign off.
I went out tonight for one glass of wine with my wife. I ordered a bullet rye neat. They didn't have bullet rye. The lady poured me a double of piggyback whistle pig rye. And that was like 2 hours ago. So I sat here like, I can't join in because I need to sober up a little.
For the people that are still here that haven't left, everybody, Michael Haverty, his mother was our science teacher in the middle school. And if anyone that grew up at the same time as us remembers, she freaking electrocuted every one of us. Okay? She had a device that you all would grab while someone else would crank the crap out of it to see how long you could hold on to the two ends to teach us about electricity. Am I right or am I wrong?
100%
right.
Everybody in Canton loves my mother. About a third of the people in Canton like me. Like
one of the best science teachers we ever had. Her and Mr. Kane.
I'm like the brick oven. I'm not for everybody.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, thank you for coming
totally
on.
Understand.
No.
Hey, listen. We're not extending the show for you. I'm telling you right now. I'm ready to go. We got people in the back. We got people in the back room waiting for us. So if you're willing, we'd love to have you on another show with us.
When I'm not like 7 drinks deep, couple wines,
Seven drinks deep.
One.
Seven drinks deep. If you could see my desk right now, okay? Do you know how many pricks and ciders I have?
Oh, I know.
Mike, we call this the neighborhood show. We don't call it the family show. It's a
Yeah.
I got some things to say. And
Yeah,
I want
well, I got Gary waiting in the back room. I got Sean still waiting in the back room. I got a guy from Sacramento. Waiting in the back room.
to love him.
And you pop on right as we're saying goodbye.
I did that on purpose. This is funny. This is a tease. I will see you guys soon.
That's
All right.
awesome. Thank you for coming on. I haven't talked to you. I haven't talked to you since probably 8th grade when you used to suck as a goalie.
Hey, listen, off glass, because Duke Sabati used to shoot pucks underneath my armpit.
Duke.
All right.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that later. But yeah, you sucked. Brian Leary was so much better than you.
Oh, dude, I was playing A by the time
He played. Now he played at Norwich. Where did you play?
What's that? No. Then Jorgie came along. John Jorgensen.
Jorgie. Oh, you know what? And I know people in the green room. And no, I know people in the green room. You guys saw how passionate I was about the dog stuff tonight.
Yeah.
You want to think I'm passionate? Why don't you guys look up Johnny Jorgensen and all the friggin' laws that he went to Washington to get for his police dogs, and then you tell me why I don't care about this shit.
No, that Johnny Jorgensen is one of my favorite people. His sisters, his whole family. Listen, I was
Absolutely
a freshman. That guy was so much better than me. Like it wasn't even close.
People, Google Johnny Jorgensen. Is he Minnesota? Minnesota State Police. Johnny Jorgensen, Minnesota State Police. Look him up. All right? And look what he's done for his dogs.
Right. Listen, I was
right?
as bad as people think. I suck sometimes. I was good sometimes. But
well,
overall,
you suck right now. That would have been a great ending, but you had to keep going.
No, but yeah, you're right. All right. People with Johnny because Johnny deserves the accolade. That guy, favorite people on the face.
Hell of a kid. Johnny Jorgensen, hell of a kid. State trooper. And his
dog got killed.
But you want to, and guys, I'm going to tell you, it's a sad story. So I probably should have told you before you Googled it. It's a sad story, and we'll just leave it at that.
Let's leave it at that.
Right.
On, you get to your people in the green room. Love you, John. We're gonna have a fun
Hey,
coming on.
Hey, Mike, and another thing. All right, there we go. Get rid of him. Jesus Christ! Fucking pops on right as we're about to say goodbye. Hey, everybody! See you guys Tuesday night. Eric, say goodbye.
Bye, everyone.